Oh, yeah. Welcome to How Can She Snap? This is the Marvel Snap podcast dedicated to the filthy casual. I'm the kid, one half of the Super Snap Bros, here with my brother from the same mother, Mr.
NBD. Hey.
No big deals here, baby. And we got a special guest. We got probably one of the most positive people in the Marvel Snap community, giving Cozy a run for his money. Newest member of Pursuit Gaming. Just hit 1,000 subs. Please give it up for Mr. ZALSNAP. Thanks, Zal, for joining us, guys? Dude. How are you, dude? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. Well, first of all, that was the most hypest intro I think I've ever seen on any podcast in my life. Number one. And number two, thank you guys so much for having me on. I've been wanting to do this for so long. I'm so glad we could finally sit down and do it, dude. Thank you so much for having me on. I hope you guys are all fantastic. And thank you again so much.
Man, thanks for your time. Tell the people where they can find you, man. Tell the people where they can find you.
Well, I'm on YouTube. I mainly focus on, I've been taking a break from Twitch. Just a little break. We've been grinding on YouTube. Everything's at ZALSNAP, ZALSNAP, no spaces or anything like that, except for Twitch. Someone already had ZALSNAP, so I had to put ZALSNAP_, not cool. But you can find me there on Twitch. There you go.
Yeah, we got to talk to Jeff Bezos about that. We got a nice episode for you. We got a huge patch that released. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about the meta. Mockingbird came out, what we think about that card. Then we might get into some little AI guessing art and see how Zal, can size up there with a no big deal. Let's get it. The kid. All right. No big deal. Zal snaps. How the hell are you guys today?
How you doing, Zal?
I'm doing great. I can't complain whatsoever, dude. How are you guys doing?
Man, I'm doing good. It's a nice day. Daylight savings time. I'm like, it's light out now. And usually, for me, it's, 7 p.m. I know for you guys it's 10, but usually I'm used to it being dark at like 5 and it's like light here. And I'm like, oh my God, it's wild. But, I'm doing good. I'm chilling. Had a nice day at work and, playing a bunch of Snap, hit Infinite the other day.
Let's go.
Just grinding only Phoenix Force. I didn't play one other deck. Now I can finally did it. I can play some of the new cards. I've been wanting to play Pixie, Mockingbird, all these cards. But I'm like, I made a pact to myself. I'm like, dude, I'm just doing Jets, Phoenix Force to Infinite. Once I get there, it's over. But yeah, I don't know.
It's been working for you in the league, man. You've been crushing, taking names. It's a 2-0 for the kid already. I mean, it's crazy. I'm a little bummed out because I had a game, scheduled with Robitussin tonight, and shout out to him. But the game was just crashing. So Ben Brode he's struggling over there, But we love our overlords, Ben Brode. I mean, they do a good job on this game. So I believe in them. They're gonna get it, working tomorrow, and we're gonna be rolling. And I've been having fun with this new busted ass card on the screen, Mockingbird right here. I mean, this thing is ridiculous.
Yeah, let's talk about Mockingbird. Let's just get into it. 5/9 costs one less for each of your cards in play that didn't start in your deck. So basically, you play Squirrel Girl, and this is a 3/9. Basically, you play anything happens in the game, and it's going to be a 3/9. Pretty good card, Zal. What do you think about this card so far?
I think I severely underestimated how easy they can get it out for zero cost. I mean, I literally just before we started the podcast, I was using it in Loki, Mockingbird Loki. If you can Loki first and then you draw into the Mockingbird, let's say on 5, the amount of ease, it's so easy just to play her out for zero cost, which is just insane. And plus the premium stat line of a 0/9 would be no Shang-Chi. It's insane. And it doesn't only just fit Loki either. It fits so many different archetypes. We saw so many people brewing up some crazy lists. We saw Guest with like a whole Annihilus junk with Mockingbird. That's a blast. And then Patriot has been super, super strong too. I never ran Patriot ever up until when this card came out. And I've been having an absolute blast. I mean, dude, seriously, an amazing card. And I think I severely underrated it on Glazers thing. I completely underrated it. Absolutely outstanding. I'm 5 out of 5 stars. And this variant, by the way. Class.
Yeah, I saw this variant was coming out, and I'm like, I'm not even touching the base art, even though the base art's pretty cool too. But this is one of the most fire variants in the game. Like insta buy, I don't even care. No big deal bought this variant. The guy I think has bought 2 variants ever.
This is the second
over a year ago.
This is the second one I've ever purchased in the entire game of Marvel Snap. And the first one, honestly, I might have misclicked because I don't even remember what variant it was. Like, you know how you have the reward thing where it's like 2 out of 12 or was 2 out of 10 daily purchases here. So I'm at 2 out of 10 now. So I don't know what the hell the first one was. Maybe I misclicked the premium variant or what happened there. But yeah, I'm like, I got to do it. Like, look at this thing. Also, we haven't had a gold bundle in a while. I got to spend it on something, So maybe that's what they want. That's what they want us to do. So it's working on me because this thing's gorgeous, and I figured I'm gonna be playing the shit out of this card and abusing it, and I don't know. It seems completely busted to me. So I think again we got to just have our fun while we can, and I think it's a nerf candidate personally.
It almost feels like it's hard to think of a deck that this doesn't fit in. It's like it's just good.
Mm-hmm.
Even like, I mean, obviously you're not going to put it in with like, if there's nothing that you can get value out of it, but like even just locations, like collapsed mines, like, even if you get Subterranea, you play a rock and then that counts as like, the Raptors, Central Park, the Ninja one. Yeah, Gamma Lab, dude.
Monster Island is another one.
Yeah,
there are hundreds of locations.
Yeah. Like this could just be a 4/9, even if you just put it in a deck where you don't generate any additional cards. Like, 9 times out of 10, it's pretty wild. Mm-hmm. And like I don't say this too often, but like this is a card that like probably is worth 6,000 tokens in its current state. But I would be very careful recommending this to people because it seems so damn good that like it's so easy to get such a low cost that like I could see them knocking a power off of it. I'm not calling for a nerf. I'm not saying like they should nerf it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if this got toned down a little bit soon if it keeps continuing on the way that it is.
Yeah, it feels inevitable. It feels like it's going to go to like 6 cost maybe or like 7 power. I think one of those is probably going to happen. It's funny, kid, is we were or Zal, you brought up the Snap Judgments pod, and we did a ton of the DATAMINES stuff when we went on the Snap Judgments pod with Glazer and Roy there, and we talked like 2.5 hours about all the DATAMINE cards, and every single one of them was just like completely game breaking. Like Hope Summers gave +2 max every time you played on it. We're like, well, this is the best card in the game. And then Pixie 100%. Was a 1/3, and we're like, well, this is the best card in the game. And then like there was like 5 cards like this. We have White Widow now. Finally, they look like they fixed her, but like it's like the best card in the game, best card in the game, best card in the game. And it's like Mockingbird. Well, this is completely busted. And then the War Machine was worse. So we're like, well, this War Machine card is shit compared to all these other ones. It's funny how like that kind of changed, but they never changed Mockingbird. We're like, they can't release it like this. They can't, and they released it like it's. This is the Mockingbird. It just came out like it's like she slipped through the cracks almost. Like they forgot about this one or something because all the other cards were so broken. They're like fixing those. They forgot about the Mockingbird.
It's just like when you look at it, it's just like the ability off rip. I mean, it's just so easy. Even like if you don't even like you said, you don't even have to play it in a deck necessarily that produces cards that you didn't start in your deck. There's so many locations like we talked about. And did you guys see the new DATAMINE cards? I don't know if we're gonna talk. I don't want to talk about it too early. The Sasquatch, you guys see that?
The 6/10. That's the 6/10 kind of Hulk cloned one. Yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine Hit Monkey. I mean, there are so many cards that are going to seem absolutely game breaking, and I'm so excited for War Machine. That one's going to be great.
Yeah, dude. Oh, we can get into the DATAMINE cards. I just don't know how long it's going to be. Like, if the patch takes us 3 hours, then like, no big deal is going to want to go to bed probably. But like, if we got time, dude, I'm so down to talk.
I got
about
a big match tomorrow.
I love it. But yeah, this card's absolutely fucking cracked, and none of us even mentioned Thanos, which obviously it's found its way into Thanos decks because why not? It's a 0/9 almost every single time because you're playing Infinity Stones, right?
Yep.
So it's like it's cracked. This card's insane.
Yeah, I do want to put like we kind of been on it, and I just want to frame it like. I think this card has a real argument for the best card in all of Marvel Snap right now. I mean, I don't know, I don't know if that's a hot take. Like it's early days, but I mean, we kind of knew this was coming. If they didn't change it ahead of time, and it's here now. And compared to like, what would you say is the best card in Snap now? Because they just nerfed Thanos. Is it Shang or Zabu? Like, there's not that much Zabu or Shang out there right now, but like. Who is out there? Like Mockingbird's out there, and she does have a hard, quote unquote hard counter in the card Mobius. But the problem with the Mobius card is that if you play Squirrel or Mysterio on 1 or 2, then you play her on 3. They play a 3/3, you play a 3/9, and it's fucking GG at that point. So like have fun to your -6 power, and you just play the card that you're trying to counter is already on the board now. So like I don't know, man. Like. it's tough. It's tough out there. It's tough. Like, you do have to draw the right cards in the right sequence to make that happen. Like, you need a Squirrel or a Mysterio and a Mockingbird, right? But man, that's a big feels bad, man, for the Mobius gamer. And if they do play it and she's your only discount card, and she's a 5/9, maybe you play it on 5. Maybe if you have nothing else to play, maybe you don't, right? So
still good stats nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's better than playing a 5/6 stature when you get that brick. When you're playing a stature Black Bolt deck and you're like, "Fuck, I gotta play stature on 5." A 5/6 feels so bad.
Well, think about this: is it better than playing a 3/3 Mobius? That's the real question you need to ask. Like, really think about it. Like, they had to play a 3/3. Like, it's not fun to play a 3/3, right?
Yeah. The only thing that balances this card is that it fits in like every deck. So like everyone's playing it. So it's like everyone has the card in all their decks because it just fits everywhere.
That's why I'm scared to play junk. I don't want to put debris in my deck right now. Like, they're just gonna get free.
Poor debris. Poor
but
one.
it's good
I
versus
love that
Zoo
card.
stuff, though, right? It's good versus Thanos. It's good versus Zoo. So it's like it's a weird conundrum, right? What do you think about that, Zal? Is it worth playing the junk? Because it does kind of counter the Zoo and the Thanos stuff.
Here's the thing. I'm a huge advocate for junk and or / Galactus. I'm a huge fan, right? And so the way you hard counter these kind of decks, right? You're Loki, your Thanos, is by simply clogging up the board, and that's all you have to do. You send over your Green Gob, your Hobgob, you Rock, you Hazmat, and then you Annihilus. They have nowhere to play, and if they keep playing down stones, trying to ramp out and draw more cards earlier, they're only going to run out of more and more space. So, in my opinion, I'm a huge right now. I'm using I won my first Infinity border last season with Galactus, right? So, like, it's just so hard to counter unless you're running your own Annihilus yourself, and it's a Carnage or something to get rid of that negative power. It's impossible to manage the stones with all those negative cost cards coming over to your side. It's a super, super hard counter. I love using it, especially right now.
Nice. Do you play like the Selene, Annihilus, Sentry kind of list? Like, do you have those cards in your list?
Yeah, that's the exact list I run. I think it's I think I still have Daredevil in there,
nice.
Just for turn 5, just so I can get a good Hobgob read. That's the exact list. So Sentry, Annihilus, Selene, Green, Hobgob, that whole package. Viper.
Yeah, the whole squad.
Those are fun lists. I love those.
That's a good list right now. Like, Galactus is like pretty good deck right now.
Especially with
been for a while, right? Like a month and a half ish, I would say.
Yeah, and then especially with the new location, Krakoa, that just I think it came out today, right? Or yesterday, I don't know. I got hit with like an 11 powered Galactus on turn 6. I had no idea it was coming. I had no idea.
Oh man.
Oh, here's a good one. Some guy did that, and then it Krakoa'd his Mockingbird, and then he played Gladiator on it, and then that on Krakoa, and then it hit his Mockingbird. And then he played a 0-17 Mockingbird on Sinister London on last turn. And I didn't know what the hell hit me. I got owned.
What just happened?
Yeah, it was crazy. Hey, congrats on your Infinity border, by the way. You chose the best avatar, which is the Ink Pulp Chadiator.
Nice. Dude, after we played each other that one time, I texted from the DMs, and you're like, dude, love the avatar. I had to go for it, dude. I had to. It's the best one in the game.
It is, yeah. Ink Pulp is great, and the Chad is the best. I love it. And then, speaking of the Chad, I want to quote No Big Deal from about 4 or 5 months ago when he said, "A 3/8 is broken. I'm gonna die on that hill." Well, this card here is a fucking 3/9.
Yeah,
easier than
with no downside. Yeah, no downside. When you play
no downside.
Yeah,
the downside is that you play the game.
Yeah,
literally.
So it's wild. It's wild. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what do you guys been playing? What kind of decks you guys been playing? What do you guys think about the meta right now?
Well, I'll go first. I've been playing Zoo to prepare for the Mockingbird release. So for like 3 weeks, I've been just grinding Zoo games, and it is funny. So if you want a good Zoo deck, like I was ready to bring the people the spice, the Zoo deck. I've been working on the Zoo deck, man. I was like plus 300 SP and with the freaking Zoo before Mockingbird came out. I was playing it with Valk instead because I figured like those cards wouldn't go well together. She's a 9 power, right? You don't want to reduce her to 3, right? So just take her out for Valk, easy wins. But Big Baby, the best player on earth in the Marvel Snap right now, rank 1, is freaking playing Zoo right now. So if you want a good Zoo deck, go to KM Best channel, and the first deck he showcases is a zoo deck, and it's just better version of my list. He's way better player than I am. So go check that out, and it is pretty cool. It's like I think it's basically like Eliath.deck. You always have prio because you're zoo. You're playing Shayna. Shayna, Squirrel Girl. That's a free Mockingbird right there, and you're gonna have prio going into 6, and then you just play Eliath and win the game. So it's a really fun list, and I love it. But other than that, so once I realized he was doing that, and I was trying out some other stuff, so I've been playing mostly Patriot the last few days, just messing around. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I haven't played Patriot in so long, so it's been a good time.
Yeah, one thing about Big Baby's list, if you're not a top ladder player, he has Titania in there. Just play Martyr. Yeah. if you don't have because I don't have a brain big enough to deal with Titania.
And it's not a junk list. Like he's just playing Titania. Like there's no hero, there's no junk, there's no clock. Like he's just good enough to know that it's gonna end up on his side. Some people hide it behind a ghost to make sure she doesn't jump. Right, you ghost Titania. There's all kinds of tricks. He does none of them. He's just the best player in the world. So he's like, fuck it, I'll just play Titania. Like, I just know what you're going to do, so it's fine.
Yeah. The subs for the people. Don't try with Titania. You will lose games. That card is tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't play that card. So yeah, I'm not good enough.
What have you been playing, Zal?
What have you been playing, Zal?
Dude, these last this season so far and last season have been all Hitmonkey for me. I don't know what's been going on. I've been I cranked out I think like 4 homebrew Hitmonkey lists. I think the last one I made was when Hope Summers, the brand new, I think it was like the first day of the season. Hope Summers came out. We had a whole Mysterio, Moon Girl, Quinjet, She-Hulk monkey list.
Amazing.
You throw down that Quinjet, you get that Hope Summers down, Moon Girl on 4, skip. That's 2 free She-Hulks. Hopefully you have 2 Mysterios, and then the 2 Hitmonkeys, and then all the copy cards cost 1 less. I've been having an absolute blast with that. I mean, sometimes you can throw up to 45 power on the last turn, which is mental. I've been having a blast with Hitmonkey, as we talked about Galactus. But using a lot of Patriot, again, for the first time ever, been using so much Patriot. I've been doing so much this season now that I think about it. We've been using some move action. I use that new, or not, I don't know if it's new, but it's with Spider-Man 2099, like Negasonic Teenage Warhead, that whole brand new list. I forget who made it. That's a blast. I've been using Discard.
It was in the Snap Fan tournament. So yeah, the World Championship Snap Fan. I forget the guy's name too, but
Raget had the move deck, but that Hercules didn't have Negasonic.
No, I think it had both.
No, it did have Negasonic. Yeah, he had the base art. Yeah, his name was Raget, Ragettt or something, 3 T's or something.
All credit due to him because that deck is an absolute blast. The first list that ever got me to infinity was a move list. It was a classic move with multiple man Hulk busters, the whole thing. And so I always have a special place in my heart for move. I love move so much. And I don't run Patriot and I don't run Discard ever. But I skipped on Supergiant, I skipped on Proximo and Corvus. I skipped on all those cards. I bought the Corvus for 6,000. It was in my token shop, and I've been having so much fun. So much fun. I don't use Hela. It's traditional Discard with your APOC, your Dracula, the whole 9. I've been going all around, man. I've been messing around with everything, dude.
That's great. You're talking to a discard boy down below me. No big deal. This guy loves his discard.
I love it. Yeah, I love it for sure. But
so you must have loved last season.
Yeah, it shows you like it's a nice healthy meta, right? Like you can play all kinds of stuff, and I mean, it's open season, especially the big Papa Thanos got nerfed. I mean, we'll get to that later though. What have you been playing, kid? Just straight Phoenix Force, right?
Okay, let's be honest. I didn't play just Phoenix Force. I was just grinding that the entire month. It's a hard enough deck. I try to play other decks, and I do play some other decks. Then I just missed the Phoenix Force deck because I just have so much fun with it. Because this is like what I said, kind of in the Discord or somewhere, some comment somewhere, someone was asking about it, and it's like the more you play it, the more like you see all these different lines, and then you feel like you're in the fucking Matrix. Like, you feel like you see the whole world differently. And like you're seeing all these lines, you're like, oh, okay, this is a Nico.
You took the red pill.
Yeah. I feel like I took the red pill already. And it's like my eyes are open. I'm like, oh my god, I'm just waiting to talk to Morpheus, but
yeah. That's Jeet. Morpheus is Jeet in this metaphor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I obviously played some like Mockingbird lists and stuff, just some zoo nonsense. I tried the Thanos lists. But I've played enough Thanos, and it's too good right now that like I just feel bad playing. If everyone's playing a deck, I just don't like playing that. So I played a little bit of it just to see how it was, and surprise, it's very good. Den actually maybe a week ago, he posted a bounce move list with Werewolf by Night. So I felt like making my brain explode for the last couple of days. So I played a few conquest matches with that, and move is like so complicated in general. We could pull it up later, but this one also has Werewolf by Night, which is also like complicated. So like I was making so many mistakes and I was just getting crushed, but it was a lot. It was a ton of fun.
Mhm.
Sometimes you pull off these really like 200 IQ moves and you're like, oh shit. And like they retreat for one cube, but you're like, whatever, I don't care. That was sick. It was really fun.
Speaking of these crazy combos, but Zal, you were saying earlier, did you say you're cloning Mysterio and you're playing 2 Mysterios and Hit Monkeys on the last turn?
Yeah, if everything works out correctly, you have the Quinjet, you Hope Summer, you Moon Girl, you skip.
Oh my
right?
god!
That's
I've never seen someone play 2 Mysterios in a turn. That's actually hilarious. Like that's 6 cards. Oh my god, that's
dude. That is the nut. Like that is the nut. Sometimes most of the time because your board space is already clogged enough from the Hope Summers and any 1-drops, like Sunspots in there too. You can't get the maximum value of 2 Mysterios, but the 2 free She-Hulks cover it. They make up for it. So
can this card go in that list?
110%,
and just get absolutely. 2 0-9s on the last turn with the Hit Monkeys.
Yeah, I was on Marvel Snap Zone. That's where I upload like all my lists and everything. And I posted on Twitter, and someone said, "How does this not have Mockingbird?" I was like, "You're right. I have to put it in."
Yeah, because it'll become a 0. It's a free Hit Monkey card at the end of the game, right?
Exactly. And then this pair with Sasquatch in that list I just talked about, we got something brewing, gentlemen. We got something cooking there.
That's gonna be wild. All right, let's get in some deck lists because, like, I don't know, big deal. He's got some spice he wants to deliver to the people here.
Well, look, I mean, I've been grinding this out, all right. So we made top 3K with this. We're grinding. We're in the streets. Ben Brode started me at 7K snap points. I'm at 7,565 right now. All right, so we're making our way downtown, walking fast. All right, and this is Tom Brady Patriot list. There's a lot of ways to build Patriot right now. Like Cozy had what did he have? Like Iron Lad, but he was doing a whole different package in there. I already forget Cozy's list. I switched out like 5 cards. Anyway, like there's a million ways you can build it. I haven't seen too many people using Ravona. I think Ravona is like really good in here. It gives you flexibility of when you play the Patriot. Iron Man on 4 is just like really useful. Cozy's using a Hope Summers engine. So his idea was play Hope Summers and then play something on there on 4, and then you get 2 6-drops. So it's like Doctor Doom Onslaught. Oh, and he's playing Ultron in his. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So the idea
for Kocha. That's for Kocha, his boy.
Yeah, but it makes sense though. It makes a free Mockingbird, right? You Ultron and my Mockingbird's free, right? So that's the idea. But it's like you can only play her 1 lane. Then I don't love that personally, but it makes sense. But anyway, so this list is Wasp. That used to be Hope Summers. I took out Hope for Wasp. So that was Wasp, Ant-Man, Squirrel Girl, Ravonna Renslayer, Mysterio, Mystique, Patriot, Iron Man, Blue Marvel, Mockingbird, Doctor Doom, and Onslaught. So the idea is pretty simple. You either play Squirrel Girl or Mysterio at any point between turn 1 and 2, and then Mockingbird costs 3. Generally, you just want to play her on 3, even if you have other stuff to do, because Mobius is absolutely everywhere right now. Even a lot of it's just leftover from the Pixie stuff that was happening last week. There's a little bit of remnants of the Pixie stuff. So people are playing Mobius. Mobius is a great card right now. I mean, let's not hate on Owen Wilson out there, doing his thing. But yeah, man, it's a really good list. It's simple. No, I don't see a lot of people playing the Iron Man here. Iron Man's like crazy. You could go tall if you need to. He costs 4 with Ravonna. You want to slap an Onslaught on top of there. That's an auto win on a lane. But you don't need to do that either. And then also you can Iron Man, then you can Mystique in another lane. You can go crazy tall in 2 lanes. So there's just all kinds of lines. The Mockingbird, if they don't have Mobius, is very easily a 0 by the end of the game. There's so many freaking tokens in here. So yeah, man, it's a sick list. And I mean, there's so many ways you could play the card Mockingbird, like we said at the beginning. So yeah, I'm loving it, and I'm going to be taking this into battle against Big Robitussin tomorrow. Ooh. And so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully this clip doesn't age poorly.
I hope it does, just for content.
Yeah, true.
But, one thing that's crazy about the meta, which I think will probably change is, one, there's like no Killmonger. I see a lot less Destroy. This is personally, you guys tell me if you disagree. Mm-hmm. I see like no Enchantress. I don't think I saw Enchantress once.
Yeah. In
the last like 2 weeks. And I've seen the most tech card I've seen that can deal with this is Rogue, and I rarely see Rogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like people aren't really playing tech cards except for Shang-Chi, but like I don't see too many that can deal with this kind of stuff.
No, I like to spread out the ongoing. So even if they rogue, Super Scroll owns this.
Yeah, I hope you do.
Very few people play Scroll, but I did run into it once. Actually, I ended up winning that game because he played Super Scroll, and then I just played Doctor Doom, and that was the GG there. If you see like a Super Scroll or some ongoing counter game plan, you want to focus more on the Patriot stuff. So I did. He shouldn't have played a Super Scroll early. If he would have waited, he would have owned me probably. So you could do Patriot, Doctor Doom, and Super Scroll does nothing against a Patriot, right? Because they don't have any tokens. Especially if it's like a Tribunal list. But Tribunal, speaking of Tribunal, they that list just kind of beats this. You got to be careful.
Shout out to Kier Nimbus, the Super Scroll enjoyer.
Yeah, it's good against this. But yeah, there's not, even with Enchantress. And that's the thing, even with Killmonger and Mobius, like if you play your Mocking on 3, I don't care if you kill my squirrels. Like you're just freeing up board space, and like I'll just play my Ant-Man later. I play my Mysterio to go wide, and like the Killmongers, it's okay. It's not as good as you think into this list, right? You have to have me draw Mockingbird later on in the game for the Killmonger to mean anything.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Thanos around too. I'm just surprised there's such a lack of Killmonger in the meta.
Yeah, Destroy is like awesome right now, I think. Like it's just a phenomenal deck right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty sweet.
I feel like you always see Destroy when like the season just rolls around, like right in the beginning. You see people. Shout out to Game with Flash. He absolutely is the king of Destroy. Shang-Chi Destroy has been using that the last 2 seasons at least. I forgot to mention this earlier too. I've been running a little bit of Silver Surfer with the brand new Elsa. Also has Rogue and Killmonger as tech cards in it.
Nice.
I think I started off like 11-1 today because I just uploaded a video about it today. Started off like 11-1. I think I ended after like 30 games, 19-11. Killmonger and Rogue have been so clutch so far. This week at least, they've been so clutch.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
That deck beats this for sure. We're losing to that deck. I hope Robitussin doesn't play that.
We'll surf it, Elsa.
Well, yeah, no, that's sick. I'll pull up the Den move list. Then we can start talking about the patch unless you guys want to talk about other stuff. But this is a Den move bounce. Den just posted this. I think like a week or so ago. This list is ridiculous, but like it's like a 400 IQ deck. It's Ghost Spider, Human Torch, Iron Fist, Dagger, Beast, Falcon, Cloak, Vulture, Hope Summers, Werewolf by Night, Heimdall, Magneto. So you got like the move stuff, which is like big brain by in and of itself. You got Werewolf, which is big brain in and of itself. Then you got Hope Summers, so then you're getting more mana. So then you got to think about what plays you can do, which is ridiculous. The good thing about this deck too is if you play Hope Summers, if you play like with Hope Summers, you can play Heimdall and Magneto. So you can play both of them if you really want. And the other cool thing about this is if you play Heimdall on 6, like if you don't get mana and you have Werewolf down, Werewolf will jump to the Heimdall lane, so you get extra power. So you can usually get about 17 to 19 power in the Heimdall lane, which previously, like if you just played Heimdall by himself, he's kind of shit, and he's just a 9 power card, in a lane, which loses usually. But you can actually win with the Werewolf, and then if all your shit moves, they get a ton of power, like Vulture and Dagger. It's pretty cool that way. So
you can test the right side. The right side is like you could put up 20 in there if you want, basically.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting about this deck. But yeah. As far as the balance and the moving and stuff, it's like, you will lose a lot of games if you play this. You probably have to play 100 games before you even can think about playing it somewhat correctly. But it is a ton of fun. It is a ton of fun. That's what it's all about.
Bounce is the one archetype where I still struggle with it. It's just a hand size for me. I have such a hard time figuring out when to bounce. That's it. It's so difficult. I've been trying so hard to learn it. I might have to give up soon though.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun once you get the hang. Like I'm not a good bounce player by any means. Like I agree with you 100%. Like I make a ton of mistakes, but like when you do like get stuff right, like you feel so good about yourself. You're like, yes. When you plan, if you plan your turns like 5 turns in advance, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, Beast everything on 4, then Falcon on, whatever, and then if it all works out, you feel like such an all-star. And then like,
champ, baby.
But then if you're like on turn 6 and you like bounce everything in your hand and you like fucked up, you're like, damn it. Retreat for 1 cube.
Get out of there.
Yeah. But I played a lot of the Shuri Enjoyer bounce movement, but it's just a lot like more simple version of this list. Like this looks like so big brain because Hope Summers and Werewolf. Like that list doesn't have Hope, Werewolf, or Magneto. I don't think it has like Spider-Man 2099. It's just like a very simple card, like he's a 9 and he kills a card and that's it. You're like, it's not, you don't have to think about it too much, So it got the bounce move stuff's tough, but at least like, it's very clear the play lines, right? Yeah, this one just looks like 5 head, like 5, 6, 7 head.
It's hilarious though.
So many heads.
But so I will say, like, just as like a closing thought for the meta, I think the meta is in a cool spot right now. Obviously Thanos to me seems like the best deck. I don't know if there's any real argument about that. It seems like it's the best deck. It's just really, really good. They try and bring Thanos down, but he keeps coming back. But I don't find it overly oppressive. Even though a lot of people are playing it, I'm still able to beat them. But so I don't know. I personally, I like how the meta is right now. I think it's in a good spot.
Zal, pre this patch, did you find Thanos to be like too good an issue, or you don't mind it too much?
Well, I guess you could say before this patch, I was just a little bit tired of it, right? You know what I mean?
Me too.
Because we can go back like 2 months ago when like Blob came out. I think that was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I mean, Thanos has been on top like ever since like that moment. We threw Lockjaw in there, and then we had like a little bit of Professor X in there, and then he got dropped for Scar, and then something else gets dropped for Mockingbird. It's just like we keep getting cards.
Obsidian comes out.
Yeah, right. We keep getting cards that just slide into Thanos. No problem. And then honestly, we look at the whole time stone. Nerf, I'll put it in quotes because like now I just don't feel obligated to like wait till turn 3 to try to cheat out something early that's bigger. I just feel like it just offers so much more like flexibility. And if they play Mobius, okay, whatever, not that big of a deal. But nonetheless, I mean, I don't think what they did for the time stone was necessarily even that big of a nerf in my opinion. Like I said, I'm just tired of seeing it. I don't even run it. I can't tell you the last time I even ran Thanos. I was looking at my untapped stats. I was like 37 and like 11 with the OG Blob Lockjaw Thanos like 2 months ago, dude. Like I said, I'm just tired of seeing it. It's still fun. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal to play against. If it hits the nut, I mean, dude, you gotta go. You gotta get out of there. But like, if they just sit there and played stone after stone after stone, then they drop down like a vision or something like that. It's tended to not be that big of a deal. And just like how a lot of people didn't like Hela and all that kind of stuff. I don't really get upset at those kind of decks because you obviously know when to get the heck out of there. When you have to run. They snap on Corvus. Okay, now they're kind of like upping the ante. But then now you have to make sure they have the Hela. And if they have the Hela on 6, okay, just leave, get your 2 cubes, and just get out of there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal or anything like that. Again, just tired of seeing it.
Yeah, you're saying it's like it's telegraphed. Like you know what they're doing. You could see it. You see what they discard in Hela, and in Thanos, it's like, okay, there's the call, there's the Devil Dino. Okay, it's gonna be Scar or something, basically, right? And you just know.
Yeah.
Bro. Can you beat that? No. Okay, get out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best deck, but it's still beatable. I agree with you. Like, I'm tired of seeing it. That's why I'm not playing a lot of it now. But it's much better than like when Blob first came out because like you really couldn't play anything else. You had to play Thanos to have a chance at winning anything because like Blob is a 670 and let's go. Like you're not you just Blob versus Blob at that point.
Yeah.
When Loki was out, like you kind of like when Loki was broken, if you wanted a chance at winning, you pretty much had to play Loki. There wasn't much else that was beating Loki. But now, Thanos, I think clearly is the best deck, but I feel like a lot of the other decks can beat it. Like, are a tier, like maybe a half tier below it. And, so I feel like you still have a chance. And I think that's pretty healthy. There's always going to be a deck that's on top, but as long as it's not like 90% of the people playing it and like you lose every time if you don't play it, then like, if I start losing always losing to Thanos players, then I'll start being pissed off. But I'm not. I'm still beating them. So it's all right.
And we'll get to that more in detail too. We're gonna be going over the patch. So I definitely have some thoughts on Time Stone as well. But we'll get to that. So what do you think, kid? You wanna look at the new patch notes then? I mean, we had a bunch of card changes. Lot of card changes, some more side grades. They just love riling me up every week with these bullshit side grades. The card is either shit and then it stays dog shit or whatever. It's just Hulkbuster, all these whatever. We'll get into it.
we'll get into it, but let's talk about. There was a huge patch released. Actually, a lot of new features, which was pretty fucking cool of them. Like a lot of stuff on the roadmap that they promised came out in this patch. Let's talk about that stuff first because I think that's actually really exciting. Like usually the bullshit stuff they do, I'm like, all right, whatever. But like they have actually some really cool stuff to introduce. So first thing, Graveyard. So now basically you have you don't have Untapped on your phone, but like, on your phone, you can see if like something was destroyed or discarded. You click it and you're like, you never had that before. That's an awesome feature.
Huge,
Because if I was just playing on my phone, like I never knew what the hell was going on. If they're the opponent discards something, I discard something. I look away for a second. I'm like, damn it. If I'm on my computer, I can just go on Untapped and be like, oh, okay, I know exactly what happened. So this is really cool. What do you guys think?
Long overdue, in my opinion, right? I mean, even I've been playing on the PC for as long as it came out. However, what was it? I think it was last summer or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing on it ever since. I got Untapped as soon as like I figured it out. Eventually, it took me a couple weeks. I had no idea what I was doing, but I'm so glad I have it now. Like, we have it on the stream and everything now, and so it's super useful, especially if you're playing Conquest. So you know exactly what your opponent's running in their whole entire deck, and you don't forget. And then you needed that on the phone for so long. You look away for 1 second, Yondu destroys your Heimdall, and you're playing move, and you had no idea. And they snap, and you stay for no reason, right? Because you're probably not going to win. It's long overdue. You needed that so bad to keep track. And it's hard to implement like a third party system on mobile, I would assume. I don't know too much about it, but I'm so glad they added this. Definitely long overdue. This whole patch was fantastic. I can't wait to talk about it. Fantastic.
Yeah. So no big deal. No big deal likes to give people the spice. I'm going to give the people some spice with this right now. Woo! Just so you guys know. This graveyard feature, Lamentus 1 comes up. You can see what your opponent's cards got destroyed.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if you guys knew that.
I did not know that. That's
so you can see exactly. You can see exactly what deck they're playing, and you can see exactly what cards got destroyed.
Oh wow!
There you go. Some spice for the people. So you can have an advantage in your Lamentus 1 games now.
Lamentus 1 is basically like what Uatu like wishes he was. Basically, is what's happening.
True.
Exactly.
Uatu the Watcher, baby.
You have anything else to add on this? No big deal.
No, I do want to say too. I don't know if we're getting to it, but I love the border changes.
We're getting to it. We're gonna get to all of it, man.
Just for the graveyard stuff, or just this patch in general, I like this better than even like the PC launch. PC launch was cool, but we basically just got like some graphics, right? We didn't get like the screen looks better because of the PC launch. Like we got some legit functional changes in this patch that like really actually make a difference when you're playing, and man, I'm super into it, man. These are fantastic changes.
Yeah. Zal, undo end turn. What do you think?
Amazing, absolutely amazing. So there are so many times, maybe not so many times, more times I'd like to admit, where like I throw down a Shuri, I completely forgot I threw down the Shuri, and so I'll play like my Sauron on top of Shuri or something like that, just because I completely forgot, right? And so I'm so glad you can just look back and like, oh my god, wait, I forgot, and you can do that. Or sometimes you just sit there, you think about a turn, and then like 2 seconds later, you're like, oh wait, no, I can flip that around, switch the order or something like that. So glad that they implemented this. Sometimes it feels bad because like I'll click it, I'm like, no, and then I'll try to hit undo, and they already hit go, so I can't do anything. But nonetheless, no, seriously, again, this is something that I feel like we should have had like a little while ago, right? You know what I mean? I don't know the extent or how difficult it is to implement something like this, so I'm not going to try to like say it was easy, but so we needed this so bad for so long. Again, 10 out of 10, another fantastic update to the patch.
No big deal.
Yeah, I mean, this is great for the bullshit strat where people want to sweat beyond belief and just be drenched in sweat. They're so sweaty that they want to rope you to the last half second. And by the way, I watched the grand finals of Snap Fan Championship. They do this on every fucking turn. It's unwatchable. Like, it's ridiculous. And so they rope to the very last second. And this, by the way, this is the optimal way to play Snap. So don't hate the players. Like shout out to Kamiz. Won that. Good for him. Got $3,000. Like, he's playing optimally. He's playing the best snap possible, because if your opponent snaps now, you have the option to undo end turn. You undo your turn. That's, I think, the big thing with this that we didn't have before, right? Like, if I already lock in and then they snap, I'm fucked. But now I lock in, they snap, I can undo and think about it. Maybe I should retreat because, like, I was just playing fast. I'm trying to I got other shit going on. I got I'm maybe not always locked in on the Marvel Snap. But, I'm playing at work and shit. Like, I got other stuff going on. I'm on hold. So it's nice to oh shit, like they snap. Oh, undo. Like, I'm hitting undo like right away, and reassess, and then now I have a chance to retreat if I want. And I think that's a beautiful thing, and discourages the wait till the end of the turn to snap, because I thought that was really stupid the way that was designed before. And probably not intended that way.
some of those moments when they snap and then you already locked your turn, like, oh no, can I win this? Could I possibly stay? I'm so glad they added that, dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real happy with this feature. Yeah, both of you guys make excellent points. I agree 100%. And yeah, like there's a lot of times where I'm just like, I fuck up, I put something in the wrong spot, and I just, by habit, just click like end turn, and I'm like, damn it. But now, like, I've noticed the past like couple of days where I'm like, oh, I can undo it. I'm like, oh my god, okay, I can switch the order, just like you said, Zal. I'm like, yes. Like I feel so good about myself after that. It's like it's awesome. I love it. Custom border. All right. So, well, let me start with this one here. I think this feature is awesome. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset. Irrationally upset about all the effort they put into this whole system of like, all the UI and everything, which looks sick. And the only thing you can do is change your border. I'm like, why the fuck would they put all this UI and all this effort into this whole thing if it's just a border change? Why wouldn't they just make it like if you click on a card in the shop and you can cycle the borders? I'm like, why wouldn't they just do that? But in the future, in an update, you're going to be able to change the splits as well. So you're going to be able to have different borders and different splits. So you're always going to be able to keep, and this is confirmed by Second Dinner, by the way. So you're always going to be able to keep your split combo. So like if you get a gold with a tone flare and like you have another like ink with a crackle, you're not going to be able to mix the gold and the crackle. It's always going to be that same combination, but you can put that combination on all your different variants. Like if you have like a gold and like a gold crackle on like, I don't know, an Iron Man variant and you want to put on the Dan Hip Iron Man, you'll be able to do that in the future. For now, it's only borders, which is really cool. I think I like that. And the inked stuff gets to be animated, which is really cool as well. Mm-hmm. I love this feature. This is awesome. Something a lot of people are waiting for, I think.
This is like probably like one of the most things that I was super, super excited for coming into the new year and see the roadmap. I wanted this so bad. At first, again, like you said, I was like a little disappointed. I was expecting like something like complete and total customization. But then I think they said something about devaluing splits and the uniqueness of like splits, which I totally understand. Like you get a split on your KO Iron Man, you get a red crackle with a gold background on your KO Iron Man, and then you got to keep it on there, and because it's unique, it's different. But I like in the future how you can then take that red crackle and that gold background, put it on the Dan Hib Iron Man, like you said. I like that part a lot because it did feel bad in the beginning. Like, oh, okay, well, my inked cards can now have be animated and stuff. That's cool, right? It did feel bad in the beginning, but I think I forget who tweeted it or what the tweet said. But I'm glad that's coming to the future. More and more customization for more variants because they are your cards and that is your split. So you should be able to put your split on all your cards. You know what I mean? Or all of those cards in that Iron Man, all those Iron Man variants or all those no more variants, those kind of things.
Yeah, no, that's sick. Yeah, they'll never do complete customization because they're going to lose money if they do that. Because then people just like, you just get it once and then that's it. No one will split anything anymore.
Never.
So like, I kind of get it. But, so I'm happy with what they're doing and I'm happy with the border stuff. No big deal. What are you saying?
No, I got nothing to add. I think you guys nailed it. I love this change and, I'm loving it, man. I think they did a great job.
Gold Pass? What do you guys think of the Gold Pass?
Gold Pass. I am so down for it. $5 a month for 50 gold. Sign me, or 50 gold every day, right? $5 a month. Sign me up all day. Every single day. They literally like looked at me and said, okay, how we can take that guy's money? Sign me up. I'm right there for it all day. How much is it? Like 1,800 is the math, right?
1,800 total, yeah. You get 300 right away when you get 300 right away when you buy it, and then 50 a day after that.
Yeah, I bought it for 3 months. I mean, just why not? I mean, $15 and then stack up 1,800 times 3. It's things like that. Of course, I'm not saying. I mean, I'm not a whale. Maybe I'm just like a little bit, right? But at the same time, like stuff like that, like the little like 5 stuff here and there. The $20 bundles, the Avengers, and then the X-Men bundle we got today with Juggernaut and Hulk. I love that kind of stuff. The Shang-Chi bundle, I just think I'm not like it's just not for me.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah, right. And the variant is so cool, but like now you're putting spotlight keys in the bundles, like actual keys itself, not like tokens or anything. They might have included tokens as well. But I'm a huge gold kind of guy. I'm all about the gold. So I don't really buy variants or anything like that. If I see something cool, I'm gonna buy the variant. Like I had to buy the baby Doc Ock. How could I skip on that? Come on. I gotta skip on that. But like I use all my gold for splits. Every single one of my gold for splits. And so, yeah, getting that extra gold is going to be fantastic. And then, completing those albums, too. They're going to be a lot more easier to complete. It might take longer because you're only getting 50 a day. But it's going to make it a lot easier for someone who, maybe they're free to play and they drop a quick little $5. They get the 1,800 gold. They can buy those variants, finish those albums. I like it a lot. Excellent idea. Take my money.
Yeah, you buy one less Starbucks caramel macchiato per month, and you get 1,800 gold. You know, you're fucking rolling in it, baby.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I bought it too. I guess I'm a little skeptical on it, but you're right. The value's crazy because I'm looking at the shop here. It's 1450 gold for 28 Canadian. So that's got to be like 23 ish USD. And then, but let's just say Canadian. So it's 28 Canadian, and then it's for the gold pass 1,800 gold, $7 Canadian. So it's 4 times as much for like 4 times cheaper for even more gold. So I mean, it's absolutely absurd value. I mean, you're getting like, over 4x value on this freaking thing. So that's pretty
yes.
crazy. And, but my plan is I'm going to buy it for 2 months. And if a gold bundle does not come out in 2 months, I'm not going to keep buying it. Cause like I said, I've only bought 2 bear variants in my life. So if
I
the
did
only
see
thing
some,
gold is being used for is variants, then I personally don't have any use for it.
I did see some rumbling on Twitter. Apparently, the Ink Pulp Black Panther is going to come out next weekend and going to be a gold bundle. That's what I heard through the grapevine.
Shut up and take my money.
We're copping that. Great. We're copping that, baby.
Oh, 100%. I'm Ink Pulp. I have all the Ink Pulps. I need that one. I have to have that one, dude.
Me too. And Ink Pulp's actually a cool guy on Twitter too. Like he'll answer you and stuff, and he'll message you back and shit. Like he's really a legit guy. He seems like a cool
dope
guy. Yeah, and his art's insane. His tribunal is gonna be in the Spotlight cache coming up soon.
Oh yeah, the one with the 3 faces like on the sides.
It looks wild. Yeah, it looks
awesome.
So sick.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the gold pass by value, all the Snap statistician people did the math. I think it is the 3rd best value of all time. Number 1 being the season pass. Number 2 being I think that $2 that they gave us like 1,000 gold for $2 at one time. Mm-hmm. I forget when it was for, but that being number 2, which is like a one-off thing. And then this, which is it's a ridiculous value. It's insane. It's great. And I think for the people, I know a lot of people saying there wasn't a lot of gold bundles and stuff, which there hasn't been. I think Hoagland put up a chart comparing last year to this year, and I think there's been about the same. Like I think last year there was the exact same amount at this time of the year gold bundles released. So like it's not like they're like just getting rid of gold bundles. Like it's been the same amount from last year to this year. Like if you count 2023 to March to now until March. He actually put up the chart, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
There hasn't been. It's just because it's like voter fatigue they have in like sports. It's like that because there was none in February, and there hasn't been any this month. So it's just been a month and a half of 0 gold bundles. So it's just been a really long time. But yeah, maybe they had a bunch in January, right? So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna wait a couple months. I mean, if we're in like May and there's no gold bundles still from February to now, then I'm just gonna stop buying the gold pass. But then I'll be out like $10. It's not a big deal. I'll buy some variants or whatever.
Back to your macchiatos.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, you get fired up.
All right, now some of the less, the other stuff. The art, Deadpool. I love this. The Deadpool sound effects is hilarious. Whenever he gets killed, like he has a little heart, that pops up. He sometimes is like, "Oh, I forgot my underpants," and goes back into your hand. Like it made me laugh a few times. So yeah, I always love the visual effects and stuff and the audio they put in for the characters.
The Moon Girl is really, really cool. It has
the
like
bubbles.
A water gun or whatever.
The bubbles.
The bubbles. The bubbles.
It's great. I love it. These are always great. I actually haven't seen the Legion one. I gotta see that.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Audio. Oh, that'd be great. I gotta play Legion. No one plays Darkhawk anymore. I haven't seen that card in a hot minute. I didn't see that card. Okay, that's one thing I forgot to say during the meta. Dude, I didn't see Darkhawk once on my entire climb to Infinite. Mm-hmm. I didn't see one Darkhawk in the entire time.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Darkhawk.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you have to drop him to like Series 3 now. I feel like you have to after that nerf or the change from the 5-4 now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I agree. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes, as they would say here. The balance updates, the spicy, the fire, the sauce. Let's start with Elsa Bloodstone. Was a 2/3. After you play your card here, give it +2 power if your side is full. Now it's a 3/3 global effect. Each card you play to fill your side of a location gains +2 power. So it goes back to the old functionality where if you were to play Spider-Man and stuff on it, it'll give Spider-Man the power. But if you were to play Brood, it won't give Brood the power. But I think the old this way that it is now, which it was the first when it released, I think that's the most intuitive way, to be honest with you. Global effect, 3 cost, 3 power. All the 3 costs are getting global effects. Zal, what do you think, man?
Oh man, I seriously like look at the smile on my face. I couldn't even begin to tell you guys how excited and happy I was for this. I mean, we go back to like I want to say it was like I think it was Loki or it might have been Dakin or I can't remember. It was like no, it was the Elsa season when there was Kitty was running around like crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
That was like one of my most favorite times in the meta. I love Kitty Pryde so much, and using that deck was so. To be fair, I mean Elsa was like insanely broken. She was insane. So I mean, I understand why she got nerfed, but now she's kind of back. Right now she's kind of back. The three cost now does like sometimes feel like a little weird. Like I said, I did plug her into a surfer list, and it felt pretty good. Getting that Sebastian Saw, filling up that last spot with Sebastian Saw, getting him to the 4 to an 8 off rip is awesome. It was great. There was a lot of good synergy there. But yeah, I like global board effects on certain cards. Obviously, you can't have too many of them. Like they nerf the Luke Cage and then they bring it back because you have to. Only a certain amount of cards can have that global board effect, but the ones that do are so much fun to play. And I love Elsa so much. It just offers a unique little creativity to it, and sometimes can really like save you, dude. It can really really save you. You need like 2 extra power in one lane, so you Doctor Doom, you get that +2, goes to 7. Insane. Love it. Ecstatic. And now I think, unfortunately, right, we got to think about it realistically here. Why doesn't this go into Thanos now too, right? I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you're filling almost every single lane up in Thanos. And so, every time we talk about a new card or a card gets buffed, can this sign into Thanos super easily? It's just, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, ecstatic, happy, sign me up. I'm here for it all day.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, Space Stone, Jeff, Vision. I mean, there's a lot of good. Thanos got a lot of targets for sure. Yeah, for this one, I didn't have too much of an opinion on it when I first read it. I was like, okay, like I don't know if that's going to be good. I mean, 3 might be too much for her still. I don't know. And then literally my first game on the patch, and I sent Kid a screenshot. I queue up my match, and it's freaking Tanjo, rank 4. I don't know why in my shitty MMR I'm like rank like 4K at this point, so I don't know why it gave me Tanjo, and he's playing Elsa, and he beat my ass with actually it was a pretty close match, but he did take 4 cubes from me, and he beat my ass with the Elsa deck. He's playing Elsa, Kitty, Loki, and now we know that he's also running Mockingbird in that deck too. So he's got this Elsa, Kitty, Loki, Mockingbird deck, and I mean this dude's a top 5 on the ladder right now, and I felt it firsthand. It's really strong, and he absolutely lit me up with it. And it's kind of interesting. I haven't messed around at all with this card, but it is cool that Elsa at least went from complete obscurity to maybe actually is a useful and decent card now.
I absolutely love this change. I think it's amazing they brought back her global effect. One thing I love the one thing I love the most about it, not just with Elsa in general, but like as a whole meta game, is that it takes a little bit of heat off Zabu because now you have options for early scaling that aren't only Zabu. So you don't have like, oh my god, Zabu's so broken is the only fucking thing that you could do for so long. Now we finally have other options. We're getting these cards back. Kitty can come back. Like Zell said, you can throw this in Thanos. I mean, like, where would it go in the Thanos? Would it like cover the 3-class spot? So either Kyra or Hope Summers, right? Could take one of those spots, or just have a new deck with Kitty in there too. Who knows? But like, yeah, Elsa's back. People are making a lot of decks with it. It's great. It's great to see. I love it. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy about it.
No, agree. That's cool. Cool change, man.
Cool change. Finally.
And I don't think she's like broken, right? Like this is not like a broken card at 3/3, right? Like I don't know. What do you guys think? It's like going to be like top 10 card in the game? Because this was like maybe the best card in the game, or
no, I don't think
second to Loki, right?
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, yeah, it was number 1 for like a little while until it got absolutely hammered. But I mean, I don't think it's gonna be OP at all. Like I said, the 3 cost makes it feel like just a little awkward sometimes to play, unless you're running that whole Hope Summers, Angela Kitty type thing. That made that deck 10 times better now. By the way, it made it so much better. But yeah, as a 2 cost, it felt good. You throw down a 2. Bada bing, bada boom, just start stacking your lane. As a 3 cost, again, it can just feel a little weird sometimes, but nonetheless. If, like I said, if you could fill every single spot, like you could throw this in a zoo even, right? Because you're filling every single spot on the board. You're filling every single spot. You throw in Hitmonkey, Thanos. It's just so many different things you throw it into now. Other than the cost, it's just fantastic. I don't think it's be broken anyway. I think this might be like a good place. It will hold here for a little while, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome here. That means that's just good. That's good balancing then. So that's just hats off to the balance team, man. That's good shit right there.
Yeah, it looks pretty good right now. Like playable, not broken. I love it, man.
Perfect.
All right, we got Meek. Meek now is when you discard a card, it gains +1 power and can move next turn. So it's not running around randomly. It's got the same amount of like power and stuff, but you have the option of moving it. Pretty significant buff. Zal, we'll start with you, man. What do you think?
All right, so I am at like 9,000 collection level. I think I'm missing like four, maybe like 4 or 5 cards. I don't own Meek, right? I'm gonna see. I don't run discard. I just not a discard guy. But nonetheless, you don't have to run discard or even use them to understand how massive this is. This is big. The only thing that's different about it is that it can move next turn, and so that offers you no. There's no more RNG element to it. There's no more going into a lane where you would have like 45 power stacked. He's at like 60, 27 because you Modoc, Wong, and Mystique. You know what I mean? And he flies into a lane that's you already won that lane. So now you can completely control it, which is a huge buff and a big aspect all by itself. Getting rid of the RNG, getting rid of him randomly flying all over the board is massive, and being able to control that is huge. It's super simple change, but a big one nonetheless. That could make him. Again, I don't really run discard, but I could see him making a big cause or a case to be in almost every single discard list that's discarding a lot with your Modoc and APOC. I could totally see him just fitting in there, no problem. Because we look at this discard, what one drops you really have besides Blade? Right. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but Meek just slides in there. And I think this is a fantastic change that's going to make him. I feel like he wasn't too viable before. I feel like you weren't really seeing him too much. But now I feel like if you run discard, your classic discard, throw Meek in there. Why not? You can stack up big. Just watch it for a Killmonger, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll jump. I agree with you 100%. I'll jump in here because no big deal's the discard guy, so we'll give him the final word.
Sure.
I agree with everything you said, but even on top of that too is like you can now with Proxima control the power of Meek. If you want Proxima to go in a certain lane, you can move Meek. Do your discard, then move Meek back. To get Proxima in like a lane. You can kind of control the power, which gives you a little like to even get the option to control your Proxima a little bit more is kind of really really cool. This card just got this card, not discard. This card just got so much better. And I guess discard got better too with this change. So this card was already getting pretty good. For it to get even better, like I'm here for it. No big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to add. I think Zal nailed it, even though he's not a discard bro. I think you pretty much completely nailed it there. I think Meek was fringe, usable card in some Modoc lists, and before this change, I was running him personally, but you definitely didn't have to. And there's plenty of lists that weren't running him that are really successful, before this change, right? Because if you don't get the Modoc, and then it could kind of screw you over, and he's a 1/3 and he's clogging you, and it kind of sucks, right? But now, I think he's absolute staple auto include in every single Modoc discard list. Awesome card now. I still don't think it's broken. I mean, the card does have its limitations of he's very reliant on Modoc. I mean, you're never going to have any tech against like a card like Killmonger, for example. But hey, you're more nimble to Shadow King now, which is kind of nice. And like before, maybe he's going to jump in your collector lane, right? And there are a few people playing Shadow King right now because all the Elsa stuff you guys talked about in the last change. So a little bit of Shadow King popping up. Old Meek was kind of hard to avoid. Like you're just getting hit most of the time because he moves at the end. So they play the Shadow King, then Meek moves. It was always at the end of the turn. So now he's a freaking Nightcrawler. So I mean, you move him as the same way you move a Nightcrawler, and that's unbelievable. So I mean, this guy's like it's like a 1/7, 1/8 Nightcrawler in discard, and if you're not playing that, I mean, what are you doing?
Value.
A Nightcrawler that can move more than once.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Vision. Yeah, it's like 1/8 Vision. Yeah, yeah. Not quite the Vision, but like it's somewhere in between Nightcrawler and Vision, right? Which is fucked for a 1-cost card.
Yeah, I love it. I know Dara loved this card. I mean, his name right now is Meek Enjoyer. He's played Meek so much, but like I felt like Meek was like not great before. Like just like the RNG, you could have made it go in your favor, but like it just seems so much better now to have that control, especially for a 1-drop that's so susceptible to things like Killmonger. You want to have a little bit of control, and yeah, I love it's great change.
I didn't find it too bad before, but yeah, like shout out Ben Roller. I mean, you watch his Snap Judge League match on YouTube. It showcases perfectly how you could kind of control where he goes. But now you have like the ultimate control, so it's just way better like now. But I don't think it was too bad before.
Yeah, sweet. All right, so we go in with a few good ones. Let's Let's talk about the old Mantis here.
The
The
old
card
Guardian.
they should just fucking delete this card from the game. They've changed it so much, it's still unplayable. It was a 2/3, now it's a 2/2 Mantis on reveal. If your opponent played any cards here this turn, copy one of them into your hand. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're doing here. I'll just start here. I think this is this card just worse? They took away a power, and I feel like the ability is worse. I don't know. They're like I think they try and explain like, oh, maybe you can snipe a card on a specific turn, but like, what are you trying to snipe on a specific turn? I don't know, man. Like a Chattiator, and then you get your own Chattiator. Just put Chattiator in your deck. Why are you playing a 2/2 to try and steal one of their cards? No, it's not even steal one of their cards. Copy one of their cards. If you stole one of the cards they played, that would be, maybe that'd be a good card. Maybe this card would see some play. This is a stupid card. This is a stupid change. Just delete this card from the game. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know what to say about it, to be honest. I mean, it's a 2/2. Yeah, I mean, totally worse, like 100% worse. Not only did we lost some power, but now we copy card instead of like it had a little bit of element of disruption, right? Because you can take a null from a destroy list, how we do it, sign me up. But like now it's just like, yeah, I mean, underwhelming. I don't have much to say about this. New card for a new player, or card for a new player. Obviously you throw Mantis, your recruit, you throw in some Mantis action. Definitely worse.
Don't do that. Don't do that if you're new. Don't do that.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm not recommending it.
Play Shocker. Shocker's just better.
Just play Shocker. Play something else. Play Lizard. Like Lizard's in there, isn't he? Like play it.
If you don't guess right, you're just playing a 2/2. Like you still have to guess. They still have to play a card there. Like
play Domino. Like play freaking Domino. Like don't play that shit.
What are they doing with this card, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay. My question is this: Why does Second Dinner hate the Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, did they like? Is whoever's doing like the balance changes, like, did they like? They're a big like Parks and Rec fan, right? And like the first few seasons of Parks and Rec are like pretty good, but like the thing is, Chris Pratt comes in that show, right? And then towards the end of the show, like he becomes like more stupid. He's like the kid in 2.5 Men, where he's just like an idiot the whole time, and it's just like not believable by the end. And the last couple seasons of Parks and Rec suck, and Chris Pratt's in there, and then he's Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. So like maybe they just like hate Chris Pratt. Like I don't know like what's going on.
You're connecting the
Why
dots
can't
here.
the Guardians? Yeah, like all jokes aside, it's just like the Guardians of the Galaxy is a really cool concept for an archetype. I love the idea of I get to play a card, and if I guess right where they played, I get rewarded for it. But for some fucking reason, they just don't want to reward you for it. Like you get everything right, and you get like some vanilla like mid stat line. Like that's your reward. Like you played Drax, he's a 4/6. Oh, you guessed right, he's a 4/8. Like wow, congratulations, bro. Like you did it, man. Like, okay, now we got Mantis. This is the worst one. This is the worst one out of all of them. But the other ones are not very good either. So I have no idea what they think of the Guardians. It's awesome concept. There's cards like Jean Grey and Punisher in the game, right? Like Jean Grey and Punisher are cool concepts for cards, right? And iconic characters too. And they like you could play a Jean Grey. Now they have to play there. You force them, You could play a Punisher. Maybe if you actually had a real amount of power, and then you force them to play there, and you play a Guardian. And I mean, this shit's it's just a cool deck archetype that I would love to play, but I can't because they just want to make all the cards fucking dog shit. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they just made this card worse. Is there any way that this card's better than what it was before?
I don't know because I didn't play it before. This is horrible. This was we did top 10 worst cards in the game, kid, and this one was on it, and now it's probably worse. I don't know.
Yeah, the only upside is this. I'll just read what they said here. This design shifts Mantis Thievery from the deck to copying cards at a location. That can be a lot more powerful if you time it right, because the copy will retain any buffs. Venom in particular comes to mind as a very powerful card to copy.
Okay, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Per chance we have something brewing here. Maybe.
Yeah. When is that going to happen?
Venom.
Like, when is this going to happen? And you have to play it on the right lane that they play their Venom on, Like, I don't know.
I mean, where they're, but they might not play it on 3 though. They might not draw their Venom on 3. Like, It might be Deathlock on 3. Then then you copy the Deathlock and he kills your mantis.
No, copies it into your deck.
Copies your hand. My bad. Yeah. Then you have a useless Deathlock in your hand.
Honestly, if it worked like that, though, it copied it on your side of the board, that might not be bad. If it was like you wait, you throw it down on maybe 5 or something like that, get an Iron Man, a free Iron Man, I don't know, maybe.
Oh, that would be sick.
That'd be sick.
That would be really good. Yeah. That would be like, it's a 2/2 with some sort of a payoff to play it. Not like you get something in your hand that you probably don't want to play anyway. And you have to guess. That would be sick. If like it copied it on your side of the board like a mini leader, that would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, mini leader action.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
As of right now, it sucks. It's not going to be played. It was never played before. If anyone plays this, I'm snapping immediately if I see Mantis. You hear me now.
You're an infinite. You got no more bots, kid.
I'm still snapping if I see Mantis. Cable was a 3/4. Now is a 2/3. What do you think, Zal?
Good. I like this a lot. I like Loki a lot. I play Loki like whenever I get a little bored of running like some different lists. I just don't go back to Loki. Not because like I feel like a sweater or anything. It's just fun taking your opponent cards and then throwing them down for cheap. I mean, it's just fun. It's just a good time. And Cable actually slides into Loki pretty easily. That like super easily now. It's you have your Snow Guard on 1, and then for later on curve on 2, you have Cable. 3, you throw something else down like a Nick Fury or Quinjet if you already have max cards, and you just Loki. It fit like super well. I was like I said, I was running Loki before the stream, and I like it. It's good, and I can finally like use some of my cool Cable variants. So I'm down with this. I liked it.
Yeah, I love this change. I agree. I mean, this is really cool. Like you got a real conversation now between him, Mirage, and Sentinel, and I think he's just strictly better than Sentinel. Especially in Conquest, like I'm saying in a Loki deck, of course. So I don't know if you're playing like Cerebro 3 or something, like I'm sorry, but like I'm talking about, obviously Cerebro 3, you want the Sentinel, but like in a Loki deck, Conquest, like you don't know what your opponent's playing right away. And so you get a little bit of info, first 2-3 games, and that's really useful. And if they happen to be a combo deck, then, you're going to like purposely try to actually play the Cable, maybe play it on 3 because you're trying to rip the combo out of their deck. I think that's really valuable, and 2/3 is a nice stat line for that. It's not like crazy stats, but you get a payoff if you get something good. So like a legit something to think about. Like I think you clearly just played Mirage before. I don't know. I'm not like a super Loki gamer, so maybe Zal knows better than me. But I personally, I'll just play Mirage. But now I'm like, shit, I think I'd rather play Cable. I like the info, and and he's got one more power than Mirage too. And you have a struggle with board space with Loki too. So having the extra power on the board, I think, is nice.
I actually took out Mirage for Cable. I've been having a blast with it. And it's just a massive disruption element. Like you said, with the combo decks, that was a great point. Taking the Tribunal and like in your Iron Man outside, I mean, it's over. It's completely game over. Well, maybe.
Yeah, I love this change. I think this change is awesome. They did Cable right. It was a stupid change to make him a 3/4 in the first place. I think we went off on that.
Yeah, we did.
And they gave him a point of power too. Now he's a 2/3. I think he was a 2/2 before, right?
Yeah.
So they gave him a point of power. He's a great card, especially in Loki. Yeah, like you guys said, he's a great Loki card now. And a 2-drop, which is so versatile and flexible. You get an extra card. This is an extra card for Mockingbird to get a point of a cost reduction. And if you want to know if it's good in Loki, you just say, what would Tanjo do? Tanjo's been grinding only Loki since September. He's always top 5 in the fucking world every season. I think the screenshot you sent me, didn't he have Cable in that screenshot you sent me?
I don't know. I don't remember, actually. I don't remember.
Right.
Yeah, that was an Elsa Kitty deck, so it could be, who knows, maybe it's Angela now. I don't know.
These people are playing Cable and Loki. I think it's a great inclusion in Loki. And, maybe he's got some, I don't know if he's got some utility in maybe some other decks, but like a 2/3 where you steal one of your opponent's cards seems like a pretty, sign me up. I think it's cool. I love this change. It's great.
Yeah.
Discounts Mockingbird too, which is good.
Exactly. Yeah. Insane.
And so does Mantis.
True.
Get out of here with that.
The stars align.
I'm about to disconnect you. Zal's gonna become the Snap Bro.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
All right. Time Stone. Here we go. This is a pretty big change, and a pretty change that I think a lot of people saw coming. Before was on reveal +1 energy next turn, draw a card. Now on reveal, draw a card and give it -1 cost. What do you guys think?
Well, I'll go, I guess, because I mean, Zal, you talked about it a bit already. I actually really like this change. I think this is a big deal. I do think Time Stone was the best card and the best stone. Even I would even say pre Space Stone change. The old Space Stone was sick, but I think the idea of you got a half a cost Psylocke plus Crystal, but it doesn't draw your opponent a card. I mean, it's absolutely fucking absurd what this card did, and we all knew it. And like just think about it. Like it's a one cost Psylocke plus Crystal, but doesn't draw your opponent a card. Like it's a third the cost of Crystal with no downside. It's absolutely crazy what this card used to do. And I mean, almost all Thanos decks that we've seen over the last couple of months are basically based around just abusing the Time Stone. You play this card on 3, even before Hope came out. You play it, before even without Lockjaw. You want to do just Prof X. You play the Time Stone on 3, and you play your freaking Professor X on 4, and it's just a GG. This is the win condition. This is their best card in the deck. I think is a more impactful nerf than taking the draw away from the Soul Stone personally. But I mean, I guess but the thing is, the Time Stone still draws you a card, so it's kind of nice. But I think this is like a maybe a bigger deal than you guys might think. Because I've been saying this whole time, I agree with Zal. I might disagree with you on this one, Zal. I think this actually might affect Thanos. And Kid, I don't know if Thanos is going to be the best deck now. Actually, I think I could see. I don't know what deck's going to emerge that's better than Thanos, because they just got a freaking Mockingbird added to their arsenal. So kudos to them for that. But if that doesn't matter too much. Also, there's a lot of Mobius out there too. Mobius cucks this card now. So it used to be Mobius proof, and now Mobius, it does absolutely nothing into Mobius. So I think it's a big deal, and actually I love this change. I think it needed to happen. Thanos needed to get hit, and I actually think it's going to matter in the win rates. But I could be wrong. It just happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a change, right? So, I mean, at least we got some type of change for Thanos, because like we talked about earlier, been on top of the meta for a couple months now, right? It's just like I said, I disagree with you a little bit. I just don't think it's that big of a hit, because we think about it, we get, let's say we have Kamartaj, we get +2 energy next turn, we draw 2 cards. This time we have +2 energy, or excuse me, we have a -2 or a -2 cost card, and then we also draw another card, or the next card we draw is going to be that -2 cost. And so if you have a 4-cost blob that stays like that the whole entire game, is great. But now we look at it, now Mobius has some type of element for Thanos. It's no longer just getting more energy, it's now taking the cost down. So Mobius actually has some type of defense against Thanos. I don't know, I just feel like now, when I haven't played Thanos in a while. I played a couple games after the just to check out the Time Stone to see what it was about. Again, I said it earlier, I just felt like a little bit less restrictiveness when it comes to the Time Stone as well. You can throw it down early, get it like a 5-cost Magneto, and then you can ramp out some other stuff with the other cards and the other stones. So I just don't think, I didn't feel too much of a difference when playing, and I still think it's on top of meta as of the patch that happened. We don't have much time, that big of a sample size. It's still rocking, it's still doing bangers. I just don't think it was good. I like what they were trying to do. It makes sense why they were trying to do that, to stop cheating out those big cards early. But this still gives you that option. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know how I feel about it. I mean, a little bit lackluster in my opinion.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, Thanos is still going to be the best deck, even with this change, because it just got Mockingbird. They keep giving Thanos these fucking broken cards. At least they changed Pixie.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
At least they changed Pixie's text before it released. Or else it would have it's been open season with Thanos.
Yeah.
So I do think this is a pretty significant nerf. Do I think it's going to knock Thanos off the top? No. But the reason why I think it's a pretty significant nerf is because Time Stone gave people agency of when they can play, when they were going to play their cards, right? You take away that agency now, like you're relying on hoping to hit one of your big boys, because Thanos, the way that these Thanos lists have been so good is the ramp, right? It's just you get the ramp and you cheat out these cards. Lockjaw got taken away, now Time Stone's taken away. So the agency of when you can play these big cards, like a 5-cost card on 4, or a 6-drop on 5, and then a 6-drop on 6, that got taken away. So Vision on 4 into Devil Dino into Blob, pretty fucking sick curve, right? Stuff like that is you can't really do unless you get really lucky. That being said, any card in the Thanos list that loses a cost, you're still playing any of them. Like you're not mad about any of it, really. Like
Mhm.
if you get a stone that's 0 cost, like okay, that's amazing. Like all of it's pretty fucking sick. So like it does hit the deck a little bit because you don't get that agency of when you get to ramp. Unless you get Psylocke, you have to rely solely on Psylocke or like a Hope, right? But yeah, I think it's a decent nerf, not enough to knock Thanos off the top, especially when they keep giving him these broken cards like Call and Mockingbird. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Correct.
you make a really good point. You and Zal make really good points. It's just, but I do want to stress the last thing you said, where it's like the main weakness in Thanos is the consistency because you're playing an 18 card deck,
yeah,
and this change does take away from that consistency. Like, think about a card like America Chavez, right, where it just hits the top card of your deck. Like, yeah, there's no bad hits, but like in a Thanos deck, you're planning out, like you're looking at your hand, you go, okay, I'm going to play Time Stone, and then I'm going to play Hope Stone on 3, or I'm going to play Time Stone on 2, I'm going to play Call on 3, I'm going to play Time Stone on 3, and I'm going to play Professor X on a 4. And these are all conditions where you're looking, you're like, okay, I can snap on this, I can stay. Oh, they snap up, it doesn't matter. I look at my hand, I stay. And Time Stone is just total unknown now, where you don't know like what you're going to get, you don't know what it's going to discount. It'll probably be a pretty good card, but who knows when you even want to play that card, right? So, you pull like a Soul Stone or a Power Stone or something like that. It's great if you have Hope, but if not, it's like maybe it's okay. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So we'll
yeah,
see. Maybe
yeah.
you guys are right though. I haven't played Thanos since the new change, so I'm acting like I know what I'm talking about. I haven't even tried this new stone, so maybe I'm just fucking wrong. I don't
Well,
know.
last week, Lambie said that like the nut snap condition for Thanos was Time Stone on 1, Hope on 2.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So got their Giga Nut snap that that used to be back in the day, the Mind Stone on 1 when Mind Stone before it got nerfed. All the stones are gonna get nerfed. Fucking Reality Stone next patch is gonna get nerfed, and then Power Stone. Just hit them all. I think they've hit 4 of them so far, right? All of them except
Yeah.
for Reality and Power. Wow. But
I'm
yeah,
mad at that.
I'm okay with this. The Soul Stone nerf, I'm still fucking pissed off about because Thanos wasn't even good back then, and they just nerfed the Soul Stone out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
seriously.
That was that was the most bullshit nerf they've ever done. That and Viper, but I digress.
Viper.
I know. But yeah, I do think I'm glad it still draws a card because you can't have an 18 card deck and like not be able to cycle, or else it's just gonna completely crush the whole archetype. But maybe they'll do that eventually if Thanos continues to be on top, because yeah, no one wants to play against Thanos all day every day. Even as much as we love the card, it just is what it is. But I like this change. I like this change. I think that it was well deserved.
Oh, I want to make a quick prediction that just popped into my head now that I've never even thought about before.
God.
Okay, the next Thanos nerf, you take Thanos. Oh, this kind of sucks though, but you take Thanos and you turn him into high Evo. So you put him you just make him like a 6/5, like the actual Papa Thanos, the actual body. But the Power Stone still buffs him. So maybe Power Stone goes plus 15. So you have to, if you play all 6, he still goes to 620. But like just base power 6/5, because like a lot of time you're just playing the Thanos out, right? Like you ramp out a Thanos, then you discount your Scar, and it's like actually kind of good, the 610 still. But what if Thanos is like a high Evo and he's like a 6/5? I don't know. Maybe that's the next nerf.
Nice. I could. That's not bad. I'm kind of
Power Stone plus 15.
That would be
there you go.
that would be good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will, just for flavor and lore, because they buffed Thanos. He used to be like a 6'8" or 6'9". They're like, no, we need him to be big, and they made him a 6'11" because they want him to be bigger than the Infinite.
Once he gets all the stones, he still goes to 20. It's power plus 15. So yeah, he needs the stones.
Listen, I'm for that. Just don't take away draws on the stones.
Yeah. I agree with that actually. Yeah,
100%.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, this is a cool change. I like it. So yeah, like you said, we'll see what happens. But
hey, why not hit the best card in the best deck, right? Like they hit Lockjaw, they hit Time Stone. We can't be mad, right? They're doing a good job. Like those are the problem cards. Maybe just relax on just printing like 410s that are extremely easy to play. Like relax on that.
Let's get into our next head scratcher here, M'Baku. Oh, poor M'Baku. He was a 1/2. If this is in your deck at the end of the game, it jumps to a location. Now he's a 1/2. At the end of the game, this jumps from your deck to your lowest power location that isn't full. What do you guys think?
All I'm
But
saying is, like, if I tried, I experimented, I went for it, and like it's probably like 15 or 20 games, zero value. There was just nothing there. I seriously, I went. I have the kale. I have the kale M'Baku variant, which it's all orange and
So
everything.
sick. That's a sick
Yeah.
variant.
So I was super excited. I wanted to give it a try. I threw it into like 4 or 5 different lists. I just couldn't get anything going. Yeah, I was excited initially, but it's still, at the end of the day, it is still in Baku. Don't get me wrong. There can be like what, like bar with no name jumps into there or something like that, which would just, it feels bad. It just feels bad. But at the same time, we could see some value. We could see, maybe we find some type of list where this just pops off. I doubt it though. It's still in Baku. I think it always will just be more meme than dream, as it says right there.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean his well, to Zal's point, I've been seeing a little bit of M'Baku out there, and I gotta say, like, the emotes were flying on these games. Like he is a lot of fun. Like I was surprised react on the M'Baku. The guy's like Cyclops emoting me, and like it's great. Like, okay, this card is a lot of fun, and I love that about him. I didn't like realize how much fun he was, but he's got a great animation too. He flies out, right? He comes out. But on a more serious note, I think Cerebro 2 is not in a great spot right now. For Cerebro, it ebbs and flows. There was a really good C3 deck a couple months back. I think there, C5 deck with the Eliath was 5 was a phenomenal deck. But right now, I think Cerebro's in a rough spot in the meta. And it's always going to be like that. It's going to be like Mr. Negative, Cerebro. These cards come out and they're just randomly going to be good in these decks, and then they'll come back. So I don't think C2 is in a great spot right now, but I do think this is a good card in C2. I just don't think that's currently a real deck. I tried to make one. I started putting the cards in, and I realized like I'm just not going to win with this. Like, it's just like my card's going to be 6 power. Storm's my only location control. You don't have too much tech. Like, for example, like I put like Goose in the deck. Maybe okay, I'll put a Goose in. Fucking Mockingbird, like she's going in the Goose lane. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you can't do anything. So Zabu, like you can't do anything. So this is C2 cards. They just aren't very good right now. They used to be like a year ago. They were phenomenal. They were some of the best. Like, I remember how good Iceman used to be. Like back in the day, like everybody hated Iceman and Scorpion. Like, those are 2 best cards in the game. Cerebro 2 was phenomenal because they had Iceman and Scorpion. Now it's Iceman and Scorpion. So like, yeah, I don't know. It's not great.
Yeah, poor M'Baku. He was a dog shit card before. He's still a dog shit card. No one's gonna play him. They'll play him just for a meme. He's not good. I don't know why they do these dumb changes. Like, just let him jump out of your hand or the deck. Do either one. Just, he's a 1/2. That's nothing. And someone even asked that in the second dinner stuff, and they're like, "Oh, well, it's too close to Angel's thing." Well, it's like, all right, just make fucking Angel a 1/3, okay? Make Angel 1/3 because he's a dog shit card too. You tried to fix him. No one fucking plays Angel ever, except for a bot. I see a bot fly out when a Bucky gets destroyed. I'm like, way up to infinite. I'm snapping. That's 2 cubes in my pocket immediately, minimum. Hopefully, I can wield the bot for 8. But like, Angel's a horrible card. Make him a 1/3 and let M'Baku jump from your hand or your deck. That would be a fun fucking card. Who cares about free 2 power? It's fine. You have a 12 card deck. If you're gonna waste a slot to get a free 2 power, let the people do it. Let them have fun. Let M'Baku jump to the locations. Come on.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Come on, M'Baku.
I know. Like, he's still shit. Like, I want him to be good. I fucking love this card. It's hilarious. Let him jump out of the hand. That's not going to break the game. Come on.
I agree 100% with it. Even the angel suggestion, I agree with that too.
Yeah, Angel's dog shit. Like, yeah. He's not good.
Let's bump him up to 3.
Give him a 1/3 and let him jump from anywhere, and let's see what happens.
And then once he goes to 1/3, play him over Mantis if you're a new player.
True.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a destroyed deck.
Isn't M'Baku a series? He's a series 3 card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's not even going to ruin the new player experience. Yeah, just fucking juice him up. Make him good. Make him better. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that's how I feel. I feel bad. He look at their first line. M'Baku's always been more meme than dream. What a slap in the face. He's still a meme. He still is. Yeah, exactly. God damn it, Ben, bro. Come on, bro. All right. Yondu, here's another one that, I have a theory, but we'll talk about it. Before, he was on reveal, destroy the top card of your opponent's deck. Now he's a 1/2 on reveal, destroy the lowest cost card in your opponent's deck. A little bit more interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I feel like no matter what, I feel like we're just kind of losing value here, right? Because like, we go back to the element of disruption. I mean, I understand how lowest cost card could be good. There's a lot of good one cost cards out there. If they still have Kitty, it's a huge element in someone's deck. You destroy that, that's great. But at the same time, we look at the old, destroy the top card of the deck. Now that could be your Onslaught. That could be a Tribunal. That could be Loki. That could be so many big hitters that not only that can juice up your Null faster, but it can also it has a massive amount of disruption. So that's why I mean, not that I played Yondu really to begin with in my destroy list anyway. But that's to all face value. It just seems a lot more. It seems way better to not only disrupt them by potentially hitting a huge massive card and also spiking up your Null. Is this just a nerf to like Null and like getting that out there, or is this like a nerf to destroy? Really, I don't really know. We're just always losing value here. But I guess I understand why they did it.
I mean, I don't understand why they did it.
Well, no, like, maybe they're trying to like nerf destroy in some type of aspect. You know what I mean?
You're asking like, is this a nerf to Null? And I would take that a step further and say, is this just a nerf to Yondu? Like,
yeah.
is the old Yondu better? Like, they took a bad card and nerfed it? Like, is that what happened here? Is this a Baron Zemo card? Is that what you're thinking, kid? As your theory? I don't want to steal your thunder.
Yeah.
So
I say the only way this looks even remotely better, the only way, because he's worse in every single way. Like, who gives a shit about destroying the lowest cost card in your opponent's deck? Because like your Null, if you even play Yondu and destroy, which most people don't, your Null is worse because you're destroying the lowest cost, which is usually a low power, And like, who cares? Like, if someone takes the Spider Ham out of my deck that I was going to draw on turn 5 and be useless anyway, thank you. I appreciate that, But like, yeah, this is only in my head makes Baron Zemo better because you're destroying the lowest cost card on turn 1. Baron Zemo is going to recruit the lowest cost card from your opponent's deck, and you've already gotten rid of some garbage from their deck. So maybe you get a better card from Zemo. I don't know. But are you going to play Yondu and Zemo decks? Probably fucking not. He still seems like a bad card. But
Yondu,
it's in. I mean, I'll play it. It seems pretty cool. It seems like a cool concept.
Yeah, to Zal made a good point too at the beginning, right? Where it's like you could hit the Onslaught, the Loki, the Tribunal, right? So and to your point, like that's why this just feels like a straight nerf to me. Like like they're nerfing out of Warlock and now they're nerfing Yondu. Like the way the game works is very simple. You want to play your early cards early. So like if the early cards are in their deck, then like that's a good thing for you. You don't want to kill you want them to top deck their Kitty on turn 3. You want that, like, because now it's turn 3. They want their Kitty on turn 1. They want their early cards on 1. So like you're actually helping thin their deck out by getting rid of their low cards because they want to draw their high power cards later. So before you actually had a chance to hit some of those high power cards, like Zal was saying, and now you don't even have that. So this it doesn't make any sense because you open the game with like 4 cards, right? So, your opponent is going to want to open their early cards anyway. And then if they didn't get them, then they might not even use them anyway. So this is, in my opinion, a horrible change. And I don't know what the fuck they were thinking of this. It's not as bad as Mantis. And, maybe it's a Zemo thing, but that's not going to be a super reliable combo anyway, I don't think. So I don't like, we gotta change a card to make it Zemo support. Like maybe just make Zemo a good card on his own and you don't have to worry about that. I would prefer if they took that road.
Maybe they're doing it just because he was so shit and no one was playing him. That like they're like, maybe we'll try a different direction. Maybe people want to use him in Zemo decks now instead of just not using him ever.
Yeah,
if it was like overall
nerfing a card that you want people to play is probably not good, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I was thinking like maybe if they change his like lowest power card, like Silver Samurai. I mean, it's like literally Silver Samurai, I guess, right? Yeah, I don't know, just strange, weird. Wish bring it back the old Yondu. Honestly, let's bring back old Yondu. Let's bring it back.
Yeah, the most I've seen Yondu in the last year is not last. Let's say the last few months is the last 2 days when people are playing Shayna to get their fucking Mockingbird down to 0 and a random Yondu pops out.
Nice.
That's the most I've seen Yondu.
So I'm a little bit Galactus too with Noel and everything.
The classic Galactus list, yeah.
Oh, that's great. And what was that location that like turns your the first card you play there into a random 6-drop?
Oh yeah,
Remember that was
it's like
last
Black
week?
Vortex or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
First time I played, it got fucking Galactus. I was like, "What's this location?" I put the card, Galactus. I was like, "Oh shit!"
I got Ultron like 4 times. I'm so over that location. I'm done. I quit, dude.
Oh,
Oh, that's hilarious.
oh man.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Anyways, Yondu, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's still never going to be played.
Hmm.
Leech. All right, Leech. This is a pretty big change. Pretty cool change. Was a 5/3 at the start of turn 6. Remove all abilities from cards in your opponent's hand. Now he's an on reveal. Back to the on reveal again. Remove the text from each card with an on reveal ability in your opponent's hand. So a little more targeted. We're a little worse than he was before. He's an on reveal. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, at least we have some way to counter it now besides Supergiant, right? So now we have the Cosmo. You know, you can soul read a Cosmo, maybe if they're playing Leech or something like that. So at least there's some way to stop it. There's There's a way to stop it. And so this is not only it hurts on reveal decks, you know, like your hammers, your monkey hammers list and all that kind of stuff. But now this is also a buff to your ongoing every single one of your ongoing lists. Now Leech is not a concern if you're running Hella. I feel like I keep talking about Tribunal and Onslaught here. That is like not even a concern whatsoever. Any type of ongoing list is only got stronger from this. Not that Leech, what was it like last month or something like that, where Leech was running rampant at Evo. That was I don't want to talk about it, but it's a good change. It's an excellent change. My me say. Not only can you stop it, I mean, it's still, it still hits you on 5. You can't really like prepare for it, which I wish we had like a little bit of preemptiveness to prepare for it. So like you throw it down, maybe like a 4, make it a 4/3 on 5 or on 6, then it hits you. So just so you can prepare for a little bit. But now you have the Cosmo. It only hits on reveal, buffs the ongoing. Yeah, I'm down. I like this. So I like this a lot.
Yeah. Huge Infinite nerf right here. Look at this. Big nerf to Infinite. Can't play Infinite on 6 anymore. I like this change a lot. I like how they're targeting just on reveals now instead of just everything in your deck. Makes it a lot less oppressive. I think the card is, a lot worse than what it was. Obviously, I think that was the intention. I wouldn't be surprised they made him a 5/4, and I wouldn't be mad if he became a 5/4. In the future. I know people hate Leech, but like playing a 5/3 and just getting rid of the on reveals is kind of shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like it feels so bad. Like playing a 5/3 and only getting the on reveals. I don't think a 5/4 would make him OP or overplayed or anything. But maybe like if Leech never gets played, I'm not gonna be sad either. So if they make him a 5/1, I wouldn't mind that either. So.
I mean, this probably kills Leech if I had to take a guess. I mean, we probably like stopped seeing Leech for like a long time. I mean, after my SJL match that I had last week, I kept getting leeched over and over and over again. You know what I mean? So like honestly, I'm happy with this. Like, keep doing stuff like this. I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No big deal.
It feels like it does feel like a bit of an emotional change. This feels like this was probably one of their most complaints that they had. One of the highest complaint card or whatever card that people hated the most. It used to be Galactus, but they've changed him so much now. I think Galactus is really healthy now, and we talked about that earlier. But Leech, I actually really liked the last change they did to Leech. So Leech has gone through a couple forms now. About a year ago, or maybe less than a year ago, they had Leech where he just went off. And it didn't have to be after turn 5. So like you could lockjaw out a Leech and he just blasts your opponent's hand. And I thought that was horseshit. And you could like ramp out a Leech. So you could do like Electro or Wave into Leech and it just, you cheat him out on 4. And he was like so oppressive at that point. And there was the Leech leader meta and Leech was just absolutely one of the best cards in the game. And Leech should never be one of the best cards in the game. I mean, I 100% agree with that. I like the change they did to it before this one, where it was like, okay, it can only, you can't ramp them out now. Still a 5/3. I didn't have too much problems with the Leech, but I was, as the kid was saying, I was a strong Infinite enjoyer. But I love the Infinite. I play him so much. So maybe it was just my own anecdotal experience, and people were playing, more heavy combo stuff. I found even in Hella, like a lot of people were playing Leech in Hella, but I thought Hella you have so many big cards in Hella. Even if I play like a Magneto on 6, like just a vanilla 12 power card, and they played a 5/3 on 5. I mean, I still kind of like my chances, So I mean, I don't know, man. I think Leech was like borderline includable in Thanos lists, and but a lot of them were cutting. A lot of the top ones were cutting leech. And then he's basically like a She-Not card, like Zal was saying. I mean, this was a staple card in She-Not, obviously, right? You have 7 turns, so it makes sense. Get the most value out of him, and you could float and take advantage of that. So I don't think this change was necessary, but I'm totally fine with it. I think they just want games are supposed to be fun, and they want their game to be more fun, and I think that's what they're doing here, and I don't got a problem with that.
Yeah, good. I love it. All right. Well, that was it, huh? That's all the changes. Changes are good. I overall, I think all the changes they make, like overall, I think it's a win. I think it's real good. They made a lot of really, really cool, good changes. They made a couple "what the fuck are you doing" changes, but I'm just waiting for them to say we've taken Mantis out of the game because we've changed her so much at this point, and she's never fucking played. So we might as well stick her out of the game. Yeah. keep your Mantis avatars. That's all that's going to be left. And pour one out for Mantis. I don't know, but great. I think they're great changes, all of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fantastic patch.
Yeah. Let's go to some of these location updates. I mean, I want to talk about this because I think after reading all this, it's I think these locations are a nerf to destroy. I haven't heard anyone talk about this too much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they increased the rarity of a lot of these locations. So Camp Lehigh, Collapse Mine, nerf to destroy. I guess maybe Hotel Inferno if you want to. I don't know.
I'd say even Shuri's Lab too. Yeah.
Rickety Bridge.
Shuri's Lab's disgusting with destroy too.
Yeah. So I think a lot of these mostly were beneficial for like more than any other archetype anyway. I think it's just like a small, very small nerf to destroy.
Subterranea is now 4 rocks instead of 5 rocks, which is good, right?
Yeah, this is great. I love this change. Where is it? It's like the last thing. Last but not least, we've mined Subterranea a little bit and reduced the number of rocks it shuffles into your deck from 5 to 4. Unbelievable.
There's nothing that feels worse than when you're sitting there and you see that location, rock. I mean, there's no worse feeling in this game.
You're absolutely right. I really don't get tilted that much in this game. It's locations that tilt me the fucking most in this game. Like if I get bad draws and my opponent gets nut draws, I don't care. I can accept that. I'm like, hey, that stuff happens. When I'm seeing my opponent playing cards and I'm just drawing rock after rock, I get so fucking pissed off. Sometimes I just leave. I'm like, I don't even care. This isn't even worth me getting upset. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave because it's bullshit. I have like 3-4 rocks in my hand. And I'm like, all right, and like a Deadpool, that's a 1, and I'm like, all right, very good. But to be fair, I did see someone on Twitter yesterday who is like good change of Subterranea, and he had 4 rocks in his hand. He drew them all. It's like, poor guy.
Yeah, we had Gunny on here. Gunny T, the first time he came on, and he was asking me and you, kid, about what locations we hate the most, and my number 1 was Subterranea. I absolutely can't stand this fucking horseshit location. It still sucks, honestly, but it's a little bit more tolerable now. I still hate it. I don't know, man. Something about this location. All the ones we mentioned are horrible though, like District X, Weird World, Subterranea. Like these locations just straight up ruin the game that you're playing. But I mean, this one just to me was always the one that just, I don't know, something in me. Something in my stomach just
sets you off.
I vomit every time I see this fucking thing pop up. Like the second it pops up too, I'm like, God damn it!
They keep fucking nerfing Darkhawk.
Right?
Darkhawk keeps taking strays, man.
Too,
Poor card.
Yeah,
I feel bad. But yeah, so that's basically that's the whole patch. How much more time you guys on? Do you guys want to go over some of the datamine cards? Or because that'll take a while too. It's up to you guys. I don't care. I'm down.
Or we do some AI art if you want.
And we'll do the AI stuff.
What are you feeling, Zal? I mean, Zal's got to work. I mean, I do got to work, but we could do some AI art, right? I think, yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for some AI art. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Of course.
The datamine might just be another hour.
It will.
I will communities give you a quick little shout out. I am so excited for Sasquatch and Red Hulk. Just want to give a couple little shout outs right there, dude. Sasquatch is going to be an absolute blast. I think it's, what is it? For every card you played last turn, it's a 6/10 or something like that, right? Every card you played last turn, it costs 1 less. It's going to be blast. It's going to be great.
Yes, that's what it is. You're right. Yeah. And Red Hulk looks ridiculous too.
Well, let's talk about those two a little bit. Yeah. So what are you going to play Sasquatch in, Zal?
100% hit monkey. It only makes sense, right? So I mean, the summer monkey list I made, you skip on 5. That list, that shell with the whole Quinjet and Moongirl, that's gonna be a little more difficult to do that with because we want to throw down cards on 5, right? And so you can throw the Mockingbird in there, you throw the Sasquatch in there, you can Mysterio, you can hit monkey, and maybe throw down like another 1-drop. At that point, you throw down 6 cards. That's a free Sasquatch, and then your Mockingbird is going to be at least 3 because you threw down the Mysterios. We got a little something brewing there. I'm excited. It's gonna be there he is. Look at the card too. Doesn't that look great?
It looks cool. It looks like a cool card. I like, and he doesn't. Honestly, I don't know off rip, but he doesn't seem like ridiculously broken. Because like he's only going to be played in a certain amount of decks, right? Like some decks only want to play like 1 card on 5, like Thanos, right? So if you play 2 cards on 5, he's a 4/10, which is pretty cool. But like Scar is a 4/10 a lot of the time, so like it's pretty fair. It's going to be a cool card. It's gonna you play a bunch of cards on 5, and then you get a free Sasquatch or like a 1/10. That's pretty sick. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool idea with because with the Mockingbird as well, you have you're popping off on 5, and then you have your Sasquatch plus Mockingbird, probably plus something else too. So it's like you're kind of like a double miracle turn, which is kind of cool actually. It's like a totally different kind of way to play that deck, right? Which is really exciting with new cards for sure.
Yeah, these new cards are going to be so absolutely fantastic. I mean, this whole month by itself. I mean, Pixie, super fun. We had War Machine, that's gonna be amazing, and then we have all these other cards. And then next month with Red Hulk, just so many amazing cards coming out. I'm getting excited over here, man.
That's great, dude. Imagine Firestar was out, and you could play Firestar and Sasquatch on 6. You pop off on 5.
Oh my god, dude! I wish they dropped that card. I mean, it would have been absolutely. It would have diabolically destroyed this game. This is gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, that would have been.
I kind of love it though. I think it's just a sick idea though. Sick concept.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Such a sick card. I love it. That's why they didn't release it. But dude, Sasquatch looks so cool. Is this for May?
May 28th.
May DATAMINed. All right, sick. I love that. And
then Red Hulk to Zal's point. I think that one comes out next month, so pretty soon. I think it's 6/10, and it gets +4 every time your opponent floats energy. So to me, my mind goes to hella right away. I mean, this is like a ramp kind of card, right? Any card where you could cheat out big boys. He might go in Thanos. Like it's just one of everything. Yeah,
everyone keeps saying like a counter for Evo, but at the same time, I run like Sarah Control. It's like one of my main lists. I run a lot. I don't have a turn 1. Hopefully, I draw a Zabu on turn 2. If not, I'm waiting to throw down a big Gladiator on 3. And so already at that point, that's a 6/18. It's already a lot higher than like most of your big 6 drops anyway. It's gonna be fantastic.
Well, even if he just gets 1, he's a better Giganto.
Oh yeah.
Right, even if you just have him once, he's just a much better Giganto. Like you're never going to be upset playing a 6/14 on turn 6, right?
100%. Yeah.
If you get 2 for some reason, he's a 6/18. He's just fucking ridiculous. Like it's just insane. Of course, he's going to be the best against high Evo, but he's going to be good against. He's just going to be a good auto include in a ton of decks. He's like not a card that's like pigeonholed into one deck. Finally, the 2 cards we're talking about are like not like traditional Thanos cards, which like every other fucking card they seem to release is like, oh, this is a Thanos card. This looks good. Finally, these 2 are like, like the last one's not a Thanos card. This doesn't seem like a Thanos card. They seem like good generic 6 drops that you can slot it. This one you can slot in a lot of decks. So
this might be a Thanos card too. I'm not gonna lie, but
this is like
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, well, Thanos has Hope Summers. Like Thanos can cheat out 6s. Like it could probably run this, but. I do fear that it might not release with this stat line. Like I think the effect will be the same, but it might be a 6/8 or it might be +3 for every float because it just might be a little bit too much points for what it does too easily. Like similar to when Blob first came out, but obviously not that degree. But there's no deck building considerations. You just throw them in your deck, right? So
it might be if you think about it, it might be harder than you think for him to get like ridiculous because you have to draw him.
Has to be in your hand. That's the big one. It has to.
And when it's in your hand, they have to float mana, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you get him on like turn 4, they might not float mana for the rest of the game. You just have a 6/10, right?
Yeah.
So like it might not be as easy.
Bad.
Yeah. So like you like if you get him like right away, like when you get like the high Evo Hulk, like you're just like you're licking your lips, like you're like, oh fuck, this guy has no idea what's gonna happen. Like he's gonna be a 622, and like they're not even gonna know what hit him.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you draw him late, he's a 610, right? And at best you're hoping for a 614 if you draw him like mid game late, which is still pretty sick. So like, but not broken. So I think they might try him at this stat line if I think about it.
I think like a lot of people might just forget about it. It's maybe one of those cards you forget about because like if you're like, all right, he's a Hulk, he's a Red Hulk. They at least because you can calculate it if you were to know they have a Red Hulk, right? So you can calculate it, but then you throw him down, and then I saved one energy. I was accounting for it. He gets +4. That could sneak up on you.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, this is a big point.
That's the main problem with this card is that like you never will know. Because like usually like if you're like trying to be a decent player, you're trying to like keep track of things. You can never keep track of this. It'd be nice if like he glowed red and around and like in your opponent's hands, so they have the Red Hulk. You can at least try and keep track, in your head. Like, all right.
No, I think that's part of the fun. I actually like that part about it. I like that. I don't know.
Well, you just want to get clapped up on turn 6 by a 622
or I'm doing the clapping. I'm holding the Hulk.
I think it's gonna be like a live thing where like there is not a single game that goes by where I'm on turn 6 and I'm not thinking live if I don't have priority, right? There's not a single game that goes by. I think Red Hulk might be added to that list, or like the same list with Shang-Chi. Because like, do they have a Shang-Chi? It could sneak up on you. And what's the max you could get if you have him on turn 1, 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, 28 power? Wow, it's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, I agree with you. He might be one of those things. I don't want him to be one of those things. I don't want to count the mana that I floated every game. I want to be lazy. I just want to play this game while I'm on the toilet sometimes. I don't want to be like, oh, what's did I float mana 4 times? All right, he's gonna be +12. Damn it, or +16 if I floated it 4 times. But yeah,
you think you can slide this into Evo because like at the same time, like if they're saving energy and you're also saving energy, I mean you can skip the whole Infinite and She-Hulk play, and then you can just throw down a big Red Hulk because they've been saving. They throw down a big Hulk because you've been saving. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I love it. I think he's going to be able to go in anything.
I think it's a cool card. Eliath comparison was pretty good, Zal. I think it's like could be an Eliath, but it could be a Red Hulk too.
It could be a fat Red Hulk, right? You don't
could be a 22 power Red Hulk.
Yeah,
good luck.
Oh, that's great. It's gonna be a lot of fun though. I'm pretty pumped for it as well.
I'll say quick shout. The other one I really like. I don't know if have you guys seen Blink?
Yeah, like moves. I saw it was something with move, right?
No. So this card, Blink. I think this is the season pass for May. This is the one I'm most excited about. That's coming out in the next 2 months. So it's 5/7, and it's on reveal. Swap the last card you played with a higher cost card from your deck. Think about that for a sec. So like you lockjaw your own card. Like the last card you played, you lockjaw it basically, but it auto high rolls. So like
I throw down a 4 cost and then I throw her down and then it rotates with like a 5 or 6.
5 or 6, exactly. Yeah, randomly. So this is what I'm thinking. Like you play this on turn 5, and then you play Hella on turn 6. And it swaps the Hella out with like an Infinite or some shit. Like you'll know when it's going to swap it out. You only have 1/6 left in the deck, right? So I don't know. There's all kinds of degeneration.
No, it swapped the last card you played, not the next card you played.
Oh, it's the last card. Okay, my bad. Okay, so the Hella thing's probably not going to work.
Well, no, if the Hella's in your deck, this is another way to get to your Hella.
Oh, true. Yeah, you can dig for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you played Jubilee on your last turn, it'll swap the Jubilee with something else.
Yeah, play a Doctor Doom or something. Yeah.
Actually, oh my God, this card's fucking broken with Jubilee.
Yeah.
You Jubilee into this? That's gonna swap Jubilee out into a better card.
Yeah. I like to hear it over here, man.
It's gonna get rid of the 4/1. Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
This card's insane. I know. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. It's like they just took Lockjaw out of the game, and we got a new one coming in the fucking season pass. Everybody's gonna have it.
Seems like a cool card though.
Yeah, I like the artwork too. I mean, the colors and shit kind of looks cool and stuff. But I don't know. Interesting. In fact, I mean, it's 5/7, so we know it. You have to have a game breaking effect of 5/7 to like Legion, right? Like Legion could just win you the game on his own, and was like broken at a 5/8. So for the effect that she has, I think her stat line's appropriate. So we'll see.
Yeah, stats are good. Good stats, not bad.
Yeah,
it seems fun.
Yeah, I'm fired up.
Right. No big deal. Explain the AI art for the people that if there's new listeners here. If there's like 12 listeners today instead of 10.
Okay, so listen up, filthy casuals. We are the Filthy Casual Podcast. We're not smart enough. We're not smarter than robots. All right, we know the robot overlords. They're going to take over the world, and so we want to pay homage. They're making artwork right now, so to pay homage to the AI overlords. The kid, what he does is he takes a phrase. It could be a card, it could be a deck, something to do with Marvel Snap, and he types it into the AI art generation. And the AI robot spits out a beautiful image. And me and ZALSNAP are going to have to guess what exactly that image is. So it could be a Darkhawk, could be a Patriot, could be Mojo, could just be Mojo. We don't know, the kid is throwing some curveballs. I mean, last week we had like 2 Mr. Negatives in a row, and it totally stumped me and poor Ben Roller there. We were struggling, but Zal's here now. We're here for redemption. He's a competitor. He's a rugby boy. He knows what it's like to compete. So I know he's going to show up, and we're gonna crush it this weekend.
We got this, baby. Let's go.
All right, first couple are mainly for Zal. Just because no big deal. I want to start off. I want to ease a little bit because I think I was a little too rough on you guys last week.
That's a good idea.
So, yeah. Here, we'll pull it up now. Here's image number 1.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, while Zal's thinking about it, I'll describe this one for the people, and then Zal, maybe on the next one, you want to describe it for the audio listeners.
Okay.
All right. So we got looks like a bit of a wasteland. I just watched Dune 2. This looks like the Dune movies, right? There's just shit, kind of like almost in the desert, and shit's blowing up everywhere. And it's just red and orange kind of color schemes palette on this picture. And it's not looking like a pleasant place to be. It looks like a war just happened, a nuke just went off, and what are you thinking, Zal, for a deck?
Well, if I had to go off the dome, right? What was off the brain first? It looks like a little town, and then a bomb went off. You know what I mean? And you got the smoke everywhere. So I mean, I gotta go where my heart goes. It's Abomination.
Ooh,
it's a deck type. It's a deck type.
Oh, it's a deck type.
Yeah, this one's a deck type. Sorry, I'll be clear on that before.
It has to be destroyed.
That's a really, really good guess, though. That was like a 5-head guess. That was sick. It's an archetype. It's a deck archetype.
Yeah, it's almost always a deck type. I probably should have said that at the beginning. Sorry.
No, yeah, my apologies. Yeah, so then it has to be. I mean, it's just destruction. It's fire, destroy, destroy, destroy.
Yeah, it is. It's destroy. There you go. We're easing in here. Yeah. The next one's gonna be a little bit of an ease in too. I think then we get into some weird shit.
Well, that's my deck. My guess was gonna be toxic for that one, so I wouldn't have got it. I'm happy Zal's here.
You were even saying a bomb went off. There's destruction everywhere. That's what you said. That was your description.
Sorry, it's getting late. It's getting late.
All right. What's the next one?
All right. So for this one, we got a nice, bright color palette city. And there seems to be a couple floating orange spheres in the sky. There's many of them. Many float. It looks like orange balloons are floating. And they have bubbles around them. And then underneath, or in the main actual center of the picture, there's a woman and she's jumping. Her arms are out. And then underneath, it seems she has more blue and orange little circular little spheres going down. What are we thinking here?
Well, Zal, I'm thinking we're gonna let you do this one because, the kid said, I think we did this one already, and I think I have an idea what it is. But based on what we did before, that's what you're saying, right, kid? Zal's gonna do the first.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm getting based on those little spheres at the bottom, she seems to be bouncing. Is it gonna be bounce?
Nailed it.
Let's go. ZALSNAP 2 for 2, baby.
2 for 2, baby.
Crushing this shit. Yeah. All right. What do we got next? Another pretty. I think it's pretty easy one.
All right. So it looks
in my opinion.
It looks like maybe
this is a card and a deck type.
Well, I was thinking Nakia when she was 5 years old, but I don't know. Maybe that's racist. I don't know. But
no, this is a card and a deck archetype.
All right, so it's not Nakia because Nakia doesn't get her own deck, right? So
no. You're in the right movie series or Marvel characters.
I mean, it's not Mantis.
No, it's not Mantis.
I got Mantis on the brain.
I'm getting Black Panther vibes. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so I mean,
Black Panther vibes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean. I feel like I got two, like a Black Panther. Well, that'd be like an Odin Black Panther, like Zola thing, but that's not like an exact archetype. I mean, maybe like Shuri Red Skull, maybe. Maybe.
Is that your guess? Is that what you guys
Shuri.
for?
Yeah, Shuri Red Skull. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. Shuri. Yeah. Shuri.
Okay, Shuri.
Yeah. This is what AI hates. You just type in Shuri and AI, this is what comes, you know?
Hey, not bad.
I don't know. Is Shuri young? She looks like she's like 12.
She's younger, I think. Yeah. She's Black
I don't know
Panther's
the lore.
younger
I don't know
sister.
the lore.
No? I don't know how young she is. I don't know. Dude, this is AI. I didn't make this art. I didn't draw it myself.
Yeah,
It's the robots. Okay. Don't offend the robots, bro. You're gonna be
She was young at some point, and the AI knows that. So I'll never disrespect that.
All right, this one's a deck type, a specific deck type.
Deck type. So we got like a big purple man that obviously looks like Thanos and decked out in gold armor. There's like fire amber in the background. It's like smoky. And then there's a woman with red hair and she's wearing like a green little like tight little suit type little thing we got going on. And it looks like someone familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. That's what we're rocking with right here.
I think I have an idea of what it is. You want me to guess, Zal, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I believe in you. Let's do this. No big deal. Come on.
I'm thinking this is a Hope Thanos deck.
Yep,
I'm with him.
You got it. That's it.
Yeah.
Crushing it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because clearly we got Thanos, right? Thanos is in the picture. But yeah, some redhead. I mean, it's got to be Hope Summers, right? I'm thinking. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's either that or Jean Grey. Nobody plays Jean Grey, right? So.
Yeah, no. All right, this is going to be the weirdest one that you guys probably won't get, and if you do, I'm real happy if you do. This is I will say it's a deck archetype as well as a card, both.
All right, well, I mean, I guess I'll start trying to describe it for the audio listeners. It kind of looks like, so this dude's out in space. So, I mean, I brought up Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen the other time we were doing AIR. This looks like Daredevil and Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen had a baby, and he's out in space, and he's like, he's just like a space traveler. Like he's kind of floating in the sky. It could be Iron Man too. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of like cyborg robotic stuff, but the guy, he's got Daredevil colors, but he's floating in the sky and has a bunch of like kind of cyborg stuff. So I don't know. What are you thinking, Zal? I mean, there's a lot of things.
Is this a card or an archetype?
Both.
Both. All right. So my first guess was Uatu, but that can't be right. So
Uatu deck.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I'm getting like the Daredevil like is getting like out the wazoo right here, but like I don't even know how like it's not an archetype. So my only like reasonable guess here, only because of the cybernetics, the big like third eye at the top of his dome, I'm getting like Cerebro maybe. What are you feeling?
Ooh. That's kind of interesting, actually.
Right, because it's a card and it's an archetype, right? And then he looks like super high tech, like he's arrived, he's here. What's going on? That's the only thing I got on my mind is Cerebro, but I don't know.
Let's run it. Cerebro, baby.
Cerebro.
That's a good guess, but no.
Oh,
the AI definitely missed the mark on this, but I thought it was funny, and I wanted to hear you guys guess this one.
I think Cerebro's a good guess for sure.
It's a good guess. That was a good guess.
I'm thinking like maybe. Okay, my guess is Tribunal.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about maybe Three Eyes, super smart? What about like Iron Man? I'm just gonna go Iron Man.
No, Iron Man's not an archetype.
Oh, it's an archetype. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, it's tough.
Maybe if Iron Man was evolved.
I don't know how this is high evo, but this is a high evo.
I would have never got that.
It's high evo, yeah.
I wasn't even close to that. I was thinking Professor X was where I was gonna go next, like some Professor X, but I'm like some lockdown, like I don't know. Yeah.
Honestly, I ran like 15 or so high evolutionary images in AI, and this was the best one. That was like the closest. Like there were just some like wild ones, but I thought it was funny. All right, this doesn't count for you guys. Don't hold it against you. It's bad.
We're just having fun. We're just having fun.
All right, this is kind of a deck type, a specific deck type.
Okay, Zal, why don't you describe it for the audio listeners?
All right, audio listeners, what's going on? So we have like a wizard-looking dude who's sitting in front of a table, and there seems to be some type of square, rectangular, almost looks like playing cards in the background, all floating around him and on the table itself. And then there's also a big purple like energy ball. Yeah, a lot of purple, wizard-y looking guy playing cards everywhere. I feel like we know where this is going, right?
I think so
Has to
too.
be.
Okay,
Yeah, it has to
what
be
are you thinking,
discard.
Val?
Discard.
Okay. So you're thinking discard. For me, I was even thinking Gambit discard, but that might be crazy. But let's just go with discard for first guess.
You're half right.
Is it Gambit discard?
It's Gambit
Oh my
discard.
God. That's crazy.
That's great. No, you guys nailed it. Wow, that's awesome.
Well, he looks
I
like
love it.
Gambit. He's like the guy just
Yeah.
looks like Gambit, right? So,
Yeah.
Looks
yeah.
good.
And we got cards on the thing, so.
Yeah, I was like, this looks like good enough Gambit. I'm like, I think they'll get this one. You guys nailed it. That's sick.
We're killing it. We're killing it.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, we're rolling. We were in the struggle last week, Zal. It was tough out here.
All right, this is a card.
Okay, so I mean, to me, it looks like a little sprite. Like it looks like the Tinkerbell to Peter Pan. Like a little fairy that kind of flies around. She's got a beautiful ivory crown and with kind of like butterfly wings coming out of the side of her head. And this is ethereal. I'm getting ethereal vibes here, with the colors, a lot of greens and blues and everything like that. So what do you? I have an idea, Zal, but what are you thinking?
Yeah, I have an idea too. We're going like Tinkerbell-ish like vibes going on here from Peter Pan type thing, and that just points me in one direction, right? The brand new card, I feel like it has to be Pixie.
I agree.
Yeah, you got it.
Pixie.
You got it.
Nice.
We're doing it. We're doing
Nailed
it.
it. You guys are fucking crushing it.
That's pretty cool. The colors are different in this one, right? So it looks kind of cool, but yeah, it's still embodied the Pixie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This next one is a specific deck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for you audio listeners out there, we have a United States flag in the background, right? And it's like a little bit tarnished up, maybe even had like a little bit of a red blood spots, it seems even. And then in front of the flag, we have a little bird. See, I don't know what kind of bird, but it's like a generic looking bird with the colors of the flag on the wings and the tail, which is all that is sitting on top of a tree branch, it seems.
No big deal. Let Zal go for a little bit. I think you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I got it. Yeah,
you've seen a few of these ones.
Yeah. Okay. What are you thinking?
Which one's this again? What kind of is this a card or?
It's a specific deck. A specific deck.
Yeah, I know 100% what it is. Yeah.
Okay, bird on top of branch. USA. So I'm getting like Mockingbird, Captain America, Groot. Off like that's I have to be so far off. A specific deck.
I think you're really close, Sal.
Am I actually really close? Am I close?
Yeah,
you're
so.
extremely close with that. But you're just a little bit off on the one of the parts.
No one plays Captain America, so get him out of your head.
There you go.
Okay, Chavez. Okay, Chavez, Mockingbird, tree.
Not Chavez.
Not shot. Oh. Mockingbird, Patriot, maybe. And then on top of the branch is throwing me off though. Am I looking too deep at the branch?
On a branch. Mockingbird, Patriot.
Mockingbird, Patriot. Okay, I was going too deep into it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love it. No big deal. Did you get that? I think you were gonna get that.
Yeah.
You've seen enough of these Patriot ones that
the Patriot. Yeah, we've done other Patriot, and then I literally have it. I have it open on my second monitor here. Like I have my deck still that we talked about at the beginning, which is a Mockingbird Patriot. So it's all mine.
Cheating bastard.
Yeah, I have the scores to the test in front of me.
All right, this one's kind of a clue to the next one because the next one's very obscure as well. But this should help a little bit. But the last one is a little bit off kilter here. But I thought I'd include it just for fun.
Okay, I think I know what it is already. But yeah,
damn it.
No, it's okay. It's not fair. I've been doing these for a while. So like I said, we're gonna try to let Zal cook here again. Let me describe it for the audio listeners. So we got another bird. Similar kind of looking bird to the last one. Smaller, looks like a smaller bird. It's not like a bird of prey or anything like that. Not a hawk, just a little cheap. A little budgie, not budgie looking. I forget what the birds are called, but anyways, a little chubby looking bird, and it's purple. There's purple blossoms in the background, in the night sky, standing on a branch again. Zal, for you.
It's a branch.
And this one's in the nighttime though. There's no American flag or anything like that in the background. It's what are you thinking, Zal?
This is a specific deck type as well.
Yeah.
Deck type. Well, okay, it's the flowers. The flowers are throwing me off because I feel like they're there for a specific reason.
They're not.
Okay, they're not. Okay. So that nails it down a little bit. It's dark. It's dark in the picture. It's nighttime, right? You know what I mean? And then it looks like a mini little hawk, maybe, right? So I'm gonna go guess here. I'm gonna go dark hawk.
Close, but no, it's not dark hawk.
No. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm way off then.
It wasn't close. It wasn't close.
Can
I'm
I
trying
guess,
to be nice.
kid?
I'm sorry. Yeah, guess.
Okay, I'm thinking Mockingbird Thanos.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Where'd you get Thanos from?
Because the AI, I'm starting to understand the robot brain now. So for some reason, whenever the kid puts the word Thanos into the AI, like something purple always comes up. I'm noticing a pattern here. So it's always purple. Like no matter what, like you put Thanos in, it's purple. So right when I saw purple, I thought Thanos, and then the last one, like you said, was Mockingbird. So
like there was one, like maybe a month or so ago, it was Thanos Lockjaw. That like it was just a purple dog. Like
that's great.
Oh, that one was cool. It was like the Egyptian one, right? It was like a sphinx.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
that
like
was
a
pretty
sphinx.
cool.
Yeah, with like the Thanos chin. It was like purple. It was
yeah. That one had a little more clues that it was Thanos. This one's just it's a freaking purple bird. So
they get kind of silly, but I mean, it's fun. But yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, hey, we're over 2 hours now, Zal. Man, thanks for your time, dude. Hey, thanks so much for coming on. Your positivity is infectious, man. So keep it up. I mean, I think that's why people love you. I hope you go to the moon. Here's to 10,000 subs, dude. I hope that comes soon to you. Thank you so much for coming on. It was a blast. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh, dude, the pleasure is always all mine. Seriously, I've been looking forward to this for so long. And like I said at the beginning, like ever since we found each other when I was at like 100 followers, you know what I mean? So I'm just seriously, I've always wanted to come on here. You guys are so awesome. You guys are great hosts. One of my personal favorite podcasts in Marvel Snap, if I have to say so myself. Seriously, you guys are killing it. Thank you so much for having me on. An absolute blast. Pleasure was all mine. You guys are great. I want to come back. Let me come back soon. All right, come on, please,
dude. Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
100%. We get, we're just gonna run through all of our guests. So, every month we're gonna have the same guests because everyone's coming back. I love it, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. It's at ZALSNAPs on everywhere except for Twitch. It's ZALSNAPs_. So go give him a follow, sub. Everyone that listens to here better already do that. No big deal. Oh, I guess. Wait. We have questions from our audience. They asked a couple questions. One was to describe the Mockingbird and the meta. We kind of covered that. Mm-hmm. The other one was no big deal. You pulling it up?
Okay, so it was. I'm trying to like remember what it was off the top of my head while I pull it up. But it was. Oh, I remember what it was now. But I'll read it exactly. But it was basically like, have you ever made any calls like of new cards coming out where you were right, but everybody else was like wrong, basically. So let me pull it up to get the exact question, but you guys could kind of think about that. Like, did you ever make a call where you're like, oh, this card is going to be shit, and then you were right, but everyone was like saying it was going to be good, basically.
Or the other way, or you said a card was good and everyone else thought it was wrong.
Okay, this question's from Henry. Let me put it over here. So it's from Henry Z. HOU Pokemon. So Henry Zhou Pokemon. Yeah, my bad. ZHOU. That's a Chinese name, I think. Henry Zhou Pokemon. Question. Sorry. Go ahead, Zal.
Oh, sure. No. You want to read it real quick?
I want to shut him out. So, have you ever predicted a card would be broken/not broken on release that the rest of the community got wrong? I remember KM Best ratioing me to high heaven on Twitter when I asked day one if Blob should be nerfed. But 2 weeks later, he, brackets, along with every Snap player, was begging for a Blob nerf. LOL. Shout out to Henry, bro. That guy's great.
Thanks, dude.
I will say, I think I was when Grandmaster first got revealed, like before he was like announced, we got DATAMINES. I was super hype about it. But then as time went on, I mean, every single person in the world was ready and so excited for, at least most of the people were so excited and ready for Grandmaster. But then as I started trying to make lists and stuff like that, I made like a Ronin list with Master Mold and Grandmaster. That's like one of my favorite combos in the game, by the way. Master Molding and then Grandmaster to Master Mold. Fantastic. 4 Sentinels in the hand.
Yeah.
I was super, super hot. I was super excited. But then like I tried to start making lists and it just started to feel awkward because it didn't really know where to slide it in. You started to make like really greedy decks, like your Black Panther. You try to Grandmaster your Black Panther into Wongs, which have like Zolas in there, so everyone got super, super greedy. But then like now we look at it, I think Grandmaster is a fantastic card. The amount of disruption you can do with like I think before Darkhawk got nerfed, it kind of like messed it up a little bit. But you can like do an extra Korg, an extra Rock Slide, which beefs up and stacks up after a little while. I think he still could be better. I don't think he's the best card in the world, but I wasn't too excited about him like everybody else was, and I think I had a pretty good like presumption about how good he was going to be. He's okay. He's a good like little support card.
Yeah, I'll say for me, I don't think there's one that I was like, I'm sorry, Henry, I'm not that good, but I don't think there was one where I was like, I thought it was one way and the whole community thought it was another way. The one that I really thought was going to be good that really isn't as good as I thought is Jean Grey. I thought Jean Grey was going to be a sick card. I thought she was going to I thought Jean Grey was going to break the meta. I was like, holy shit, this card seems insane. Didn't turn out that way. I still think I think one day there's going to be a Jean Grey day. She's good in a few decks, but like, I think one day there's going to be Jean Grey meta. But that's one card that I was like, yeah, shit,
Oh yeah. I mean, if we go with cards I was wrong about, I mean, there's a few of them. Like Jean Grey.
No, I'm saying because there wasn't any of that I was right.
Yeah,
like that everyone else was wrong.
I thought Jean Grey was gonna be good too. For me, it's Blob. Henry, I did reply to the comment there, but yeah, man, I was giga hyped on Blob. I remember Firestar was coming out. Everyone's talking about Firestar. I'm like, no, this Blob card. I saved my Spotlight keys. I've skipped a couple of the cards at the end of the thing just so I could have my Spotlight keys for Blob. I was hyping the shit. I'm like, you guys don't even know. Like, 'cause again, I'm an Infinite enjoyer. I was ready. I knew what was going to happen. And did I think it was going to become the best card in the game? No, but I was like hyping Blob only even before they pulled Firestar. That was the one I wanted. So
No Big Deal was hyping Blob for months.
Yeah,
to the point where I was almost annoyed by him. I was like, bro, relax. It's Blob. It's not going to be that. It's going to be all right. Like, whatever. Like, he was just like, this card is going to be so fucking sick. I love this card. Like, it's going to be a fun card. But he's like, I'm going to spend all my stuff on just this card. I don't care about any of the other cards. Like, there was like some good cards that month. He's like, I don't care. I'm only getting the Blob. Dude, relax. So yeah, No Big Deal nailed that one. I think No Big Deal. Another one you nailed was Silk. You bought Silk right away with tokens. You spent 6K tokens when it wasn't cool to spend tokens on cards.
All I had was 6K.
That's all you had. You spent your last 6K on Silk. The Silk's a pretty sick card. Everyone was sleeping on Silk at the time, man.
It took about a month to 2 months for people to catch on to Silk. They did eventually, though. But yeah, I thought the stats were just crazy. But yeah, I was wrong on a few too. Like Jean Grey's a good example of one for sure. Where even like what was one I was saying like, oh, this is the best card in the game, and it just like wasn't. But yeah, Miss Marvel, I think I nailed that one too. But people eventually like came along like pretty quickly to that. But yeah, I don't know. Yes, it's mostly the Blob one for me, but I've been wrong on a few cards.
I think there's one more question. Read out the last one, and we'll get out of here.
Oh, I don't. Is it on Twitter? I don't have it.
No, it's on YouTube. It's on there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is it the if No Big Deal was a card?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen this one actually. So okay.
Yeah, read it out. This is gonna be great.
If No Big Deal was a card.
Who's it by? Give him a shout out.
Okay, so this is at Looky.
What a bad fucking podcast host here.
Looky. My bad. YHYUR 5584. All right. So Looky, you're. All right. So 5584. If No Big Deal was a card, his text would read, if this card is in your deck, both players only start with one card. A small deal. I guess my question is, what would the kids' card say?
The kids' card would say 6-0 on reveal, throw the game. That's my card. Because I'm in it for fun, baby. I'm not in it for the wins. I don't care. Winning's a side grade, but I'm here for fun. Zal, what would you do if you had to make yourself a card? What would you be?
Oh man,
I know it's a lot to think about right away. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. I'm probably like a 3-4. Okay, a 3-4. Yeah. Ongoing. Every card that Oh, I don't know, man. I said, let's go. I'm pretty positive. Like positivity, I help other cards around me that have the same colors of the card on me. I don't know, dude.
I love it. Good. 3-4 ongoing. Give everyone +3 because you're so damn positive.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
It's like a Captain America that's like actually good, right?
Yeah, a good cap.
Ongoing. Make all your negative cards positive. The positive negative value. Change the negative value to a positive. So your hood's a 1-3. You know, your everything that's a negative becomes a plus.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I'll take that. Good idea. All right, I'm down with that.
Yeah,
That's
minimum
great.
1 has to go to minimum 1. It can't be 0. 0 doesn't count as positive, so it's got to at least.
No,
So if you got rocks,
You
the rocks go up to 1.
Yeah, that's it. I love it.
If the kid was a card, it would be if I had to, you know, just the one that popped into my head. So kid's card would be like if you're -10, or say if you're -5, you're losing by 5 or more in this lane, destroy the other 2 locations. So it's like an alternative Galactus.
I'm in it. I love it.
I just feel like you'd play some shit like that.
100%.
It's like I could Galactus or I could the kid.
Yeah. I got kid.
And it's like
I
a
got
3
kid.
power card too. It's not even a 6. Like it's just like a 3. It's like a 3/2 or something.
Kid got me again. Yeah. All right, man. No big deal. Close us out, man. What do you got to say to the people?
Just a huge shout out to ZALSNAP, man. Zal, you're the man. Thanks for coming on, dude. Had an absolute blast. Love the energy and love the passion you spoke with, especially when you're talking about the monkey cards. I mean, you just love to hear that. You can tell you're just genuinely enjoying the game, and you know that's what we all are. We're all about that here, and you know, hope everybody had fun, and you know, have a great rest of your week, everybody, and you know, rock and roll, keep rocking, keep snapping. Let's go.
Yeah, Zal, we'll definitely have you back, man. Thanks again.
Oh,
And
thank you guys. Seriously, thank you. Peace.